Yeah, remember I never say the 1.
You really should say the 1. You're counting a lot in my ability.
So then
numbers.
then it'll have to be on 0 that we come back.
Oh no,
so
no, no.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
1 is implied.
1 is implied to come before 2. In this case, after 2.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Welcome to Isfjell, where we have still not mastered countdowns. All right.
Or much of anything else.
And that's why we can't have sheep anymore.
We should just not do countdowns anymore, and that would just be the final countdown.
I feel like that would be a disaster for us.
Anyway, so before we get going with this morning, this afternoon, whatever time it is where you are. I always say tonight because for me, it is evening, but
it's wine o'clock for you.
Wine o'clock. I am not responsible if it kills my players. No. So yes, we don't really have much to do in the way of announcements. Check the description below for the rest of McStabber's wonderful output. I know that there is Black Death Q&A this Tuesday. There are vampires on Sunday and vampire vignettes on Monday. Is that correct? Is that the right day? Wednesdays. So close. Like 2 days off.
The other Monday.
Other than that, later tonight over on Mendari's channel there's Party Foul. Yeah, a fun bunch.
Most of them, anyway.
Most of them, like two of them are really nice people, especially nice people. I'm not going to comment on the rest, but I think we've got Isfjell crew as a whole has favoritism on 2 of the Party Foul people. But yes, other than that, so last week our party took a trip into the Feywild, met Aldis's patron. Didn't get killed by Aldis's patron. So close.
She killed my dreams and hopes and all memories.
Adair got his life. Adair's worldview was once again drastically ripped from under his feet. I would say feel sorry for him, but this is Tam. So the correct response is this is karma.
Nobody gives a damn about Tam. He's just eye candy.
And after deciding that Olwyn's rescue can wait for now, the party set sail west. So, Tam, roll the trailer, and when we come back, we're on the boat.
And that's why we can't have sheep.
Yes.
I told you not to do it.
And so, you set off from T.S. Nara and you have been flying west for most of the day. Now, I know I asked this question during the trailer, so I won't be able to narrate it now, but I'll ask it now again. Who is flying the boat? Okay. So, with Aldis flying the boat, as an airplane flies overhead.
Does the boat change with each of us piloting it? Like, if it has a different pilot, is there a difference in the way the boat looks?
There's a slight difference. It's not so much in the way it looks as just a few hints, like almost the way it handles. Like I'll leave it up to you how you would flavor what your character's magic or innate things would have. I mean, when Kasara flew the boat, you remember it did originally get a little bit warm, the deck. What would happen if she flew it now?
So when Aldis flies it, somebody gets a big hole in the center of their chest.
Too soon.
No, people
too soon.
onto the railing because she goes just a little bit too fast.
That sounds about right. She was behind the boat speeding. So yeah, you are flying a little bit too fast over the forest. You can see the trees whipping away beneath you. As Aldis is flying, are there any of the rest of you up to anything in particular as the boat flies?
We just ran over a squirrel.
A surprised bird just... out the way as the boat comes speeding towards.
I will now be providing all of the background noises for the sound effects.
We're just going to work them in. It might need some
that was all this
incidences.
practicing your Eldritch Blasts.
You can't blast and fly. But yeah, are there any of you up to anything in particular whilst the boat is flying, or are you just enjoying the...
I am quietly moping out loud.
Okay.
Torvald's tinkering with his brewing supplies, trying to improve on the process. Just because of his recent lackluster performance. So.
And Quasar will probably just be sharpening her axe.
I'll go bug. Oh my gosh. I just forgot. I forgot everyone's name. I'll go bug Adair. You don't have your name in the Zoom.
We don't even play. This is only session 25.
I usually gripe at everybody else about this. I apologize profusely.
It's okay. I didn't either. That's because we have 2 A names, so I'm always like, Aldis,
and one
Adair,
that sounds
Adair.
like an A name.
Aldis, Adair, Ira. Why do you do this to me?
Well, you know, we do it to ourselves too. I will go bug Adair because he's moping. Good name change. What? We'll have that be a little secret between us.
Anyway.
Adair.
Yes, Ira.
Oh, I saw that you were I just wanted to check on you.
I appreciate that. How are you feeling?
Better than I expected, which is good. Not the best, but better than I anticipated. And it seems like you're feeling worse than anticipated, so I wanted to see if maybe we could equalize.
So, I'm curious, do you remember anything from the time you were dead?
Yes, yes I do. Okay, so there was this table, right? And we were sitting at it, and there were a bunch of people, and we would drink. I didn't drink that much because I never really liked drinking when I was alive, but then I died and like everyone was doing it, and so I was like, oh, I guess peer pressure. So I drank a little bit, and people would just tell stories all the time, and I talked about you guys a lot, and there was this one guy always talked about a frog, no matter what, same story every time. I think he had a very sad life. And then some lady was like, hey, you want to leave? And I said, yeah, and so here I am.
Well, that is very interesting and exciting, Ira. I'm glad you got to experience that is so individual to you, because you're such a chipper person and explain things in such amazing detail.
Yes.
You remember your parents, right?
Not really anymore. No.
Oh, that must be really painful.
Yes. Yes, it is. Are you trying to make me be able to sympathize with you? Is that what you're going through too?
I just can't imagine. I mean, just now getting this, not being able to, after all this time thinking you knew your parents, and then to find out that you no longer have any memory of who they are. Everything you thought about them is just gone. I mean, that's painful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you feel equalized now, Ira?
Yes, I think I'll...
He will give her a gentle hug and go, I'm glad I could help.
Yes. She'll just sit by you and pout along with you. You defeated her.
So now we both sit there and mope out loud.
Yes.
So as Adair and then Ira mope and get on with it. Those of you who are not currently engaged in a task that would require your attention, I'd like a perception check, please. I'll leave it to your judgment whether what you're currently doing would require the attention of your character.
I don't know.
I would say.
Sorry, go ahead.
I would say very mildly, but maybe disadvantage.
Yeah, go for it.
I have.
Oh.
Nothing.
Torvald has no clue what's going on. I mean, it is still a 9, but it's a nat 1.
I went ahead and rolled it with disadvantage. That'll be a nat 20.
Wait, what?
You're an alert moper.
Wow.
Was that 2 natural 20s?
Yes.
What the?
What the heck? I rolled a 7
I
and a
probably
1, so I took all the
wasted
bad
it
luck.
all on this one roll.
Okay.
No more 20s.
So, as the boat is flying its way forward, and Adair somehow, I don't know, maybe your thought, being deep in thought, takes you to paying more attention to your surroundings. You happen to look up in kind of dismay and misery at the sky, and you see the silhouette of a winged shape, more than one winged shape actually, above the boat, and you hear this loud screeching noise, and you can see what looks to be, it's hard to make out because it's against the sun, but possibly about 4 or 5 winged things diving down towards the boat. And at this point, first of all, I'd like everyone to roll me initiative.
Oh, jeez.
While seeing this, I'm going to tap Ira gently on the shoulder and go, "Cheer up, I think we're all going to die."
Oh. Do I
Cheer up,
hear
you're gonna get to
any-
hear the frog
Okay.
story again.
Yeah. I mean, if Adair chooses to, alert the boat to the fact that if there's a loud screech, I'll...
I figured
did not manage to get
the dark cloud that I've brought over everything is damping the sound, maybe.
I rolled
They-
a 4.
Or Aldis?
Getting there.
That is a 4, yes.
That is a 4.
Oh,
17 for Torvald.
I got a 1. I accidentally put a 0, but I got a 1.
What? Just when I thought there was... Do you have anything to add to that?
Wait, yeah, hold on. It's a new day.
It's new dawn.
16 for Adair.
Yes. Because I had my. Okay, so that's a 3.
3. And Ira, where do you fall on this?
16 as well.
See,
Okay, so
we've
buddies.
equalized.
I know.
I'll leave it to the misery pair which one of them wants to go.
I'm sure your initiative modifier is higher than -1, so Ira, I will go after you.
It is.
Oh man, I hate fighting on flying boats.
I'm flying the boat. There
Yes.
goes your range attack.
You hear this screeching noise, and you see these 5 forms swooping down towards you. And as they draw closer, you can see that whatever the holy hell these abominations is some ungodly mix of deer and bird. And they're looking at
It's a bird. It's a deer.
this loud screech as they swoop down.
Like a Pegasus?
What?
They
I'm thinking Santa Claus's
Deergasus?
experiment went awry. He got
Yeah,
flying
like-
reindeer, but holy crap.
But with wings?
and
I hope he has presents.
A Deergasus?
as they're
pegging you?
swooping down towards you with a dash, the front one crashes down onto the deck of the boat beside. Well, actually, I'll let you move yourselves into where you would be on the boat first.
Oh, there's a shit ton of them.
Yeah, I'll let you because
So,
yeah,
my roll 20 still is not working.
that's all right. You're in the helm of the boat. I know
And there's a
that
lot of them.
you're in the helm. Mopey pair were moping somewhere.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm not with
Where-
Mopey Pair. So
Where
I'm
were
probably-
we moping, Ira? What seems like a good mope position to you?
Yeah.
Just mope out of there.
Just mope on
I
out.
think Honestly, I think where we are is good because we're away from everyone else.
Yeah, I think that works. Yeah.
So it crashes down on the deck beside the mopey pair. You can see the others are still up above the boat. The other 4 of these creatures, as they're flocking down towards the boat. If you look at the left-hand side of the map, that is elevation.
Oh, geez. Please no.
Haven't done this in a while. Let's do it.
I was
unconscious last time because I drank so much that I was just gone. So.
Oh, man. This is...
And so it crashes down to the boat beside you, but it cannot make an attack yet because it has used everything to dash there. So Torvald, that brings us to your turn.
Sweet. Torvald will like hear the screech and he kind of like look up and go, well, that's unfortunate. And he's going to oh man, spiritual weapon is so bad on a flying boat.
You've got other spells.
I know, but it's like my main jam, you know. All right, so he is going to... Oh, I see. I know what he's going to do. He's going to call down a bolt of lightning, and it's going to kind of go right in between all of them. So it's going to hit right in between the 4, well, these 4 of them anyway.
Okay.
It's going to go in between the 4 of those, and it's not going to do anything at first, and then you're just going to see this just kind of like build out this sphere, and then it's just going to explode as he casts a shatter at the 3rd level. So they will have to make Constitution saving throws.
Constitution. 4 of them. Is it 10? 6, what's the bar?
16.
16. Okay, that is 2 failures and 2 passes.
Okay. And then as it explodes, Torvald's going to scream out, "Thunderer, smite them!" And I'm going to channel Divinity as it just like almost doubles in power, and it's going to do the maximum amount of damage, which is 4d8. So 32 damage on the fails and 16 on the successes.
Okay, 32. You hear a pained screech from, especially from the 2 that got hit. What was it on the fails? That is half of
16, yeah.
16. As you watch as one of them just drops like a stone from the sky downwards. Luckily, it's not directly above your boat. As you see as it starts to fall down past your boat, twisting in the air. And as it falls past you, you can see these sharp antlers. You can see it's got long talons on in place of where a deer would have hooves. It is a strange looking creature. And that brings us to... Is there anything else you'd like to do, Torvald?
No, that'll be it.
In that case, that brings us to Ira.
Yes. Okay, I haven't played Paladin in so long. I'm so excited. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
You've been all sorts of things now.
I know. I'm so excited. Okay, so I feel like I actually know what I'm doing for once too, which is so exciting. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and channel Divinity, just the sacred weapon for my action.
Mm-hmm.
And that does a whole bunch of stuff. It's really fun. And then that's pretty much it for my turn, actually. I'm going to hold true to where I am.
All right. So put this thing right up in front of you. And all right, that brings us to Adair.
You said they were screeching. Are they still making noises at this point?
Yeah, some of them. Especially the one that got hit is making even more noises.
I pulled out a sword and it went whoa, 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 whoa. Depending on whether or not that did anything.
I'm going to cast Speak with Animals and see if I can comprehend what they are saying.
Ooh. Okay. Dinner! I will tear out their hearts.
I'm saying, but one of the other ones.
The one that is like, how dare they? The skies are ours. I'll get that little thing. Get the little dwarf thing. Tear them from the skies. Tear out their hearts and eat them for dinner.
If I still have a moment after doing that, I would like to say something. I will say, you can have the dwarf, but why are you attacking our ship?
Okay. Get a chance to answer. You hear food. Juicy hearts.
I don't think you'll like his flavor. And that's going to be it for my turn.
Okay, as this just for reference, when Adair casts with animals, are you making screeching noises now?
Oh, I assume yes.
Awesome.
And trying to make myself look like a big bird too.
So as Adair screeches at these creatures, Aldis, you're steering the boat. You can use your action to steer the boat, or to try and like do something else. It's up to you. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna climb. Go higher. Because it's better to be above than below.
Okay. You're going directly upwards? Oh.
I might go around them just a little bit, but yeah, pretty much. I like move forward like 4 places and then go up the rest of the way.
Yeah, so you can climb up till you're pretty much on a level with them, and sort of move. You've moved forwards a little, leaving the others behind, and you sort of risen up, so you're more or less on a level with those 3 now. This one continues falling down.
And as I'm doing that, I'm also going to say, I have a bow and some arrows in my bag. Anybody wants to use it?
All right.
And that'll be the end of my turn.
Okay, Chrysara. So you're on a level pretty much now with most of them. One of them is still clinging onto the deck of your boat, number 5. You can see it down on the deck in front of Ira and Adair. You can hear screeching going on. What would you like to do?
I am going to rage, of course, because now I'm pissed because I was minding my own business and then all of a sudden these things had to interrupt my day. So I'm going to jump up and hop across the seats. How far is that?
I'm not sure the seats are just. I think they're just like planks on the deck. Are they seats? I suppose you have got seats because you were chaining yourself to them.
Yeah, they're like little.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna walk on them.
I need to get a better token for this boat because I keep having to manually add the chair onto it every time and then not lose the chair if I move the boat.
I'm going to bust out my. I probably wouldn't have enough room to swing it, so we're gonna go.
You have plenty of room. Each
Sweet.
of these squares is 5 feet.
There's lots of space.
And we're in the sky.
I was trying to be realistic, but you know what? I grab my maul and we'll roll to see if I hit because I'm going to slap that thing right in the face.
All right.
And add my thing. That is a 13.
That will hit.
Yes. Stupid birds.
Didn't put his helmet on.
Good. Let's see. So, please, I have a little card written out here so I can remember all my crap. Don't judge me.
And then I'm checking something on the screen, like. It's all right. My alternative, when I look down here, it's like I'm checking the book. You're on 20. I'm going to be able to look at my players.
Okay, so that is correct. I have 9 damage.
9 damage. All right.
Wait, 9, 10, 11, 12 because my rage.
And I think you get a second one attack, do you not? Yeah.
I do. So let's see if it hits.
Did you rage when you were like before you ran over?
Yeah,
she's angry.
So I would have temporary hit points, right?
Yes. Anyone within my range.
So it'd be me and Aldis.
Has temporary hit points.
Right? What's the range on it?
I
think it's 3 temporary hit points, right?
It is 3 temporary hit points. And if I'm not mistaken, when I wrote it, I think it's anyone at Storm Soul.
Oh, the other
10 foot aura. Yeah.
So it's just the two of us.
Yeah. And I will definitely let that happen. As whenever I rage, just instead of the usual fire you've come to expect, it's just this big burst of frost. And then that is a 17 to hit.
That will hit.
2d6. 9, 11, 12. So 12 damage as well. Let's count my rage.
It's not a happy looking creature, but it is its turn.
Come on then.
Ruh-roh.
And it lashes out with its talons towards Chrysara because she just whacked it with a maul. And it takes great exception to that. That is a 23 to hit.
That hits.
Alright. So you feel these claws rake across you. That is 10 points of damage.
What type of damage is it?
Yeah.
Piercing.
I have resistance to piercing.
Yes. Basically, you have resistance to most things.
Yeah, most everything. Yeah. So come on. Come at me.
And then it rears back and dives forward and attempts to gore you with its antlers. But that is an 11.
Nope, does not.
There's not enough space for it to get a good angle. And you watch as you're the nearest person. This one swoops down and dives down towards Ira. So you see it plunging down towards you, and its antlers pointed down at you, and that is a 19 to hit Ira.
Nuh-uh.
It's a hit, and it swoops on past. Get about there.
Whenever it swoops down, I'll have my shield and I'll raise it and kind of like have it skid across the top, and I'll look over to Adair and be like, I haven't done this in a while.
I'm running out of space to flock these things around the boat. There's too many of them. This one swoops down towards. This one's going to try and rake its claws against Chrysara as it flies past. It's lousy. It misses as it flies on past. And this last one, it's going to circle around this direction. It brings itself into the level of the boat, and you see as it circles round and crashes down onto the front of the boat. It screeches towards Aldis. You see Sindri kind of just hunker down beneath a bench. And that brings us to Torvald's turn.
All right, so Torvald, seeing the thing crash down behind Aldis, will not use the measuring tool. Will rush over, and as he's running, he's going to reach down onto his belt, and he's going to pull the spirit out of his axe. So you see this blue lightning axe, and he's gonna take it, and he's just gonna swing it at it as he's running. So that will be attack. 18 to hit.
18 will definitely hit him.
And it's going to be 7 force damage.
Alright, 7 force damage against number 1. Okay.
And then as he's hitting it, you're going to see this energy pulse through his arm, like go across his armor, and it's going to hit the axe, and this concussive force is going to come out of it as cast Toll the Dead. So wisdom saving.
That is a failure.
16. All right.
That was a grand total of 3.
4 necrotic damage. That's like a terrible roll.
I'm rubbing it in.
But you had good intentions.
I did. I tried. And he's just gonna make sure he's positioned in between the two of them.
Alright. Ira.
Alright, Ira is going to take her longsword that is now glowing and strike out at the dude in front of us for... That was almost a 20, but it was a 2 instead. Strike out for 17? No, not 17. Oh my gosh. No. 9.
No, 9 will not hit.
Cool. And then she'll go ahead and just get upset and be like, okay, I'm rusty. And then strike again. Let's see. That one. Cool. How about a 10?
No.
Alright.
Sorry.
That's okay. And that'll be her turn.
Alright, it's Adair's turn. You can hear the one that's striking at Kristara. I dare you hit me. I will tear out your heart and I will feed it to you, my children. Ta-da!
Adair is going to pull Primal Savagery, grow claws and fangs, and swipe at this thing with his claws. Wow, that's going to be an 11.
I will not hit.
Too bad. And he's going to say, we're taking it easy on you so far, you should leave. In screechy language, of course.
So yeah, I echo Sarah and you hear as Adair starts screeching at these creatures again.
I think he's lost his mind.
I mean, it's the only explanation, right? But yes, that brings us round to Aldis's turn again. It's up to you what you'd like to do.
I have a question.
Yes?
Can I cast non-attack magic while I'm in the chair?
Yeah, I mean, if you've got a choice to maneuver the boat or to take your action as normal. So.
And I noticed that one landed on the chair behind me, right?
It landed on the front of the boat. So.
Oh, I thought
it's
one
about,
crashed down right behind
It's about
the chair.
10 feet away
if
from
you check if you check the Discord, I've been sending you screenshots of the maps.
Okay. Oh, okay. So there is one technically kind of sort of behind me. Or
yeah.
whatever
in front of you,
position I'm in.
yeah, technically in front of you, I think, because I think you're facing the front of the boat.
Okay.
Otherwise, this is a terrible way to sail a boat.
In that case, I'm going to hold our position mostly, and then I'm going to cast Mirror Image. And 3 illusory duplicates of myself appear in my space. Until the spell ends, the duplicates move with you and mimic your action, shifting positions so it's impossible to track which image is real. You can use your action to dismiss the duplicates.
Alright.
So each time a creature targets me with an attack during the spell's duration. And then we can pull up more there.
Yeah. No, there's now 3 Aldises.
4.
Or 4 Aldises, yes. Look, we know maths isn't my strong point. I can't do countdowns and all that.
You're just a scientist. You don't need math.
No,
What does it look like when
superstition. Why
Aldis
would I need to know
casts it?
numbers? Yeah.
So I'm gonna do that, but keep the boat relatively steady as I can.
Okay. Chrysara. What would you like to do?
Okay, so I don't like Mr. Birdie Bird that's still in front of me, so I'm going to attempt to hit it with my maul again as I pull back and swing it in an attempt to bring it down on its head.
Alright, that sounds like a fairly reasonable option.
That is a 14.
A 14 will hit.
Yes. Yes. Suck it, bird. And so that is 10 with my rage. 10 damage for my first
Right.
attack.
Yep.
And we're going for round 2, if that thing is still alive.
It's still alive, it's still screeching, it's still pissed off. And as Adair can tell, it still wants to eat you all.
I pull my maul back and attempt to hit it from the side to see if I can get it to dislodge or die, either one. I don't really care at this point. That's a 17.
Will hit. I'm gonna make you do a saving throw to see if it can stay on the back.
9 damage.
9 damage. Its claws seem pretty well, like, hooked into the boat, and it screeches in anger. The rage and anger these things have doesn't seem entirely natural. Like, usually, you'd know that animals that are hunting for food would, probably have given up at this point, but
Okay.
Why will not
things seem definitely unnatural as it lashes out with its claws at Chrysara. She keeps it near it
Disadvantage.
at disadvantage.
Yes, I go ahead and shield in front of her.
Alright.
She also did you end your turn, Christopher?
I've done both of my attacks.
If you had anything else you wanted to do, let me know.
She would, she might take a step back, but I'm still in attack mode, so I would still.
You still have your rage activation too.
I do. It's still activated.
Like you can use it every turn, right?
My rage,
Where's-
yes. The frost that gives 3 temporary hit points is every turn.
Right.
Yeah, but if you've already got temporary hit points, if you've still got the 3, you've got the 3.
Right. The people next to her didn't though, so they would get those
Oh yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. It slashes out with its claws at Chrysara at disadvantage. That is an 18 to hit.
It does hit.
Sorry.
And that is 9 points of piercing damage, even though I would think that talons should be slashing damage, but
I also have resistance, so that's technically half, right?
yeah, that's halved. This seems wrong. But talons slash.
Well,
pierce.
no, they can
You-
pierce.
The
They can
talons
pierce,
can
for sure.
pierce. You know, that's the way that
Yeah.
raptors
kill.
do. So, birds.
Yeah.
So,
Cats too, because I mean their little claws, they can stick in you.
And then, annoyed at the battering shield that just appeared out of nowhere, it swings its head around and attempts to gore Ira. But then it is only a 17.
Not quite.
So you hear a clang.
I'm really good at not being hit, and that's about it for now. I just stand there and go, haha, combat.
The one up front near you, Torvald, is going to attempt to try and gore you with its antlers. But that's a 9. That's just moving on swiftly. It jabs forwards and attempts to pierce you with its talons as it considers that it's actually, more of a raptor than like a slashy thing.
It forgets that I'm so short and just goes right over my head.
That is a 20 to hit with the talons.
A 20? Yeah, 20 will hit.
Yeah, unnatural.
Yeah.
Alright, talons. Oops. Need to my other dice. That's 8 points of piercing damage.
Okay. So that's my 3 tempies and another 5. And then as Torvald gets hit, you see this lightning surge throughout his body, going towards the talons. You have to make a dexterity saving throw. DC 16.
It rolled a 1.
A 1? That's
A
not
1.
gonna do it.
A 1 is less than 16.
That is oftentimes less than 16. All right, so it's gonna take 10 lightning damage. And as it takes the lightning damage, it's also going to be thrown back 10 feet. So as it, strikes Torvald, this lightning surges through his body, goes into it, and goes up to like its chest and just kind of explodes, and it just gets knocked away like it, touched a very high voltage.
You see its wings start to flap hurriedly as it's sort of flung backwards off the boat. It flaps its
Try
wings.
that again, why don't you?
Try and keep its place. It drops down a little before it catches itself in the air. This one, number 2, swoops down past Krasara, and it is going to attempt to grab her with its claws on the way past. So that is going to be a strength on its part. I'm going to say an athletics or acrobatics on your part, Krasara. Try and avoid this thing grabbing hold of you.
Oh, yeah, definitely an athletics, I think, would be awesome. No particular reason. That is a dirty 20.
You're too heavy, it can't lift you up.
What?
Damn. It's the weight of the mall. The mall adds at least 20 pounds. So.
No.
You're pure muscle.
That's right.
Yeah, but it swoops on past, and you see it wheeling upwards and round, preparing to make another attack. Meanwhile, this one here is going to, this one's going to attempt to do the same for Ira, because it thinks this is a perfectly reasonable plan of attack. As it swoops on past and attempts to pluck Ira from the deck. Acrobatics or athletics, Ira.
I'm okay. Athletics or acrobatics? I got a 20 win.
Was that athletics or acrobatics?
That was athletics.
Let's just fend it off. They're not doing very well, these creatures. They really need to change their tactics up a bit.
Yeah, you went after a giant barbarian and someone covered in plate armor.
You see them swoop around and look down. You see them sort of look at Adair, sizing up like, that's the squishy target. And that brings us to Torvald's turn.
All right. So, how rough of a shape is the one that just got knocked off the boat?
Really pretty rough.
All right. So Torvald's going to raise his hand up, and then he's going to pull it down with a closed fist as 2 bolts of lightning go both sides of its head. We're going to toll the dead there.
With a 4.
A 4? Well, I might roll a 3 again on my damage, so I rolled 12. No, 11. 8 plus 3 is oftentimes 11.
It is crack of thunder as this thing stops flapping and starts falling.
Seeing that it's falling, Torvald will then he's going to grab onto the axe, and he's going to reposition himself over here. So he's going to grab the axe as he goes by, and he's going to run over. He can't quite get it far enough, but he's just going to kind of reposition and just be holding the axe there next to Adair.
All right, Ira.
Wait, okay. I'd like to hit it. I would like to hit it this time.
See you try.
Yes, so I roll, cross her fingers, swipe her longsword at him.
Lady luck.
And yes, luck. Ooh, 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 ooh. That is a 21.
That will hit.
Amazing. Okay, and she's so she's so tired of not hitting it. I'll definitely be smiting as well. Just at first level, so let's see. Okay. Alright, so you've got 7, 2, 9 damage of slashing.
Okay.
And ooh, 17. Great, 24 damage total. 9 slashing, the rest radiant.
You hit it lets out this pitiful screeching, braying whine, like a cross between, like, if you've heard the sound of a red deer and the sound of like a distressed bird. A horrible mix of the two.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not pleasant.
And it slumps down onto the deck.
Haha! She's so excited.
Is that your turn, Ira?
Gosh, okay, so most likely. We've got 2 dudes that are just far enough away to where they can't really mess with us. Is the bird that's on like the height tracker one of the ones that's alive or one of the ones that's dead? The one that's below the boat?
Oh, that was meant. I dropped the wrong one. It's meant to be number 1 that dropped. Yeah, that's meant to be the dead one falling.
That's dead. Okay, great. Yeah. Okay, cool. Alright, yeah, that's end of my turn.
Alright. That brings us to Adair.
Oh, I forgot.
Yes?
At my level now, I have a new thing called Aura of Protection, so everyone within 10 feet of me, so Adair and Krasara, you can add +2 to your saving throws.
Awesome.
Paladins are great.
Torvald is also within 10 feet of you.
How far away are the winged venison that are off to our
They're about 10 feet up, and well, hang on. 10 feet out. So
I'm going to look at them and point to the one that has fallen on the deck, and I'm going to say, we're going to be eating this one in a few minutes. Do you want to join it?
Make me an intimidation check, please.
Definitely a good idea to tell them you're going to be eating their friend.
With advantage, because, you know, you've killed 2 of them and you're screeching at it in its own language.
Torvald, they said they wanted to eat you, my friend.
Well, of course they do. I'm delicious.
Well, the die are letting me down today. So we're just going to call that a fail.
The die are letting you down. You rolled 2 nat 20s on a disadvantage.
I said all the good rolls went out right then.
Just exactly how intimidating was your speech? In a numerical scale?
The high roll, if you were going on a scale from 1 to 20, it would be a 9.
Yeah, they don't seem that intimidated by you.
Mm-hmm.
Is that everything you're there?
No, I'm going to lean down and take a bite out of the one that's on the deck to add to my intimidation.
What?
Gruff McGruff. A bite out of flying deer mothers.
Has had a bad few days. Aldis, what would you like to do?
I want to I want to try something. But I'm trying to figure out, would the duplicates that I made, would they also duplicate sound?
I don't see why not.
Okay, in Draconic, I'm gonna say, "Go away," and I'm going to if my duplicates sound the same as well, that'll make it kind of intimidating. So, hopefully, so.
Make me an intimidation check at disadvantage because they have no idea what you're saying.
But they know what a dragon sounds like, right?
It was sound logic.
Yeah, but
Okay, disadvantage. Intimidation. Oh, that's a +4.
Damn, got it.
Yes, it was acoustically sound.
6.
I got it.
Total 6.
I mean, marginally less intimidated than they were by Adair. But yeah, they don't
I'll take that
seem
as a win.
particularly put off by it. Is there anything else you would like to do with Aldis?
Yeah, so I've been going off of what's on the stream
Oh, hang.
for
Yeah.
a placement. I need to know where
Yeah.
all the birds are and where I need to go.
Sorry, I realized I'd not sent you a picture.
You can hit all of them because Eldritch Blast and stuff are all 120 unless you're trying to do something else.
Okay.
You're well within range to hit anything.
Yeah, they're like 30 and 35 feet away from you.
Yeah.
I updated
but
the
do I know
screenshot.
where they are in order to...
You could see them clearly. They're just off to the right
They are
side
not
of the ship.
stealthy. They are screeching,
well.
flapping deer birds.
And they are 10
Oh,
feet
well,
above us
then-
too. So.
Oh, they're above us, so I can see them if I look around.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, I guess I'll aim one Eldritch Blast at one and one Eldritch Blast at the other.
Alright, let's see if you can hit them.
+7. +7. So that's an 11 and a 10.
No, and no.
All right, so those two blasts of sparkly green stuff go any which way.
A surprised pigeon drops from the sky.
Oh. Does it land on the boat?
It's up in the distance.
Guys, I can't
Or-
intimidate them if you keep missing. I'm
Torvald does
threatening
one
them
of
in their
these.
own language, but they're not believing me.
Torvald does one of these things as the bolt goes by. Be careful with that.
Sorry!
Them, not us.
I'll stick to flying the boat for now.
Alright, Chrysara, what would you like to do?
I am. Question: do I still have my javelin?
I think you got it back last time you threw it at something.
I think I did. Because it was floating in the water and then I
Yeah,
picked it
I'm
up.
pretty sure you got it. You make a. I trust you on making a point to get it back when.
Oh yeah, that's my baby.
Maybe we should get some spares at some point and keep them on the boat for aerial battles.
I am going to jump off of the chair where I'm sitting, and I'm going to reach under and grab my javelin, and I am going to attempt to hurl it at whichever one looks the most hurt.
The one on
That
the
would
deck
be
next
number 2.
The one on the deck next to me is dead. That's
Number 2
Dingus.
definitely looks a lot more injured.
Okay, so we're going for that one. And then I get to add my proficiencies, and that should make it a 14. So 14.
Hit.
Yes. That is 1d6. I love these dice. That is 9 damage.
She brought her loaded dice this time.
9 damage. You hear another whimpered screech as this one also starts falling from the sky, taking your javelin with it.
Oh, Torvald, I'm gonna need more javelins. That I was making us a shish kebab, and it is gone. Great.
You know we can fly down, right?
We're gonna need to go and collect our dinner.
The last remaining one swoops directly for Adair, and screeching in his face, it swoops down. I am not scared of you!
Adair's going to do like the mouse on the old Velvet poster and hold his middle finger up as the bird swoops in.
He holds the middle finger up and I go, that's rude! Block him with the shield to censor him.
That is a 17.
That is going to hit.
I think Ira was doing the disadvantage thing with her putting your shield.
Oh, yes.
She was muted,
Thank you,
though.
Ira.
Okay.
That'd still be a 17 because that one was higher.
That would still hit.
As it dives down, and the force of its dive behind it as it.
She's grabbing more dice. I'm getting nervous.
7. Well, that's not too bad.
I tried.
This is not too bad. 28.
That'll
16.
That'll be 41. You know?
16 points of damage that attempts to sort of gore through you and swoops on past.
Okay, so we still have the temporary from Chrysara, so that's going to make it 13 to my normal. All right.
Swoops on past and starts circling round.
I think it continues to build on them too, doesn't it? Every round, as long as it's
I
activated.
don't think it builds because temporary hit points don't stack. They like if you've got temporary hit points and you get more temporary hit points, you can choose to replace the temporary hit points or not.
Yeah,
you
it
can't
refreshes
stack
them essentially.
So I would like the fresh temporary hit points to go away.
Okay.
Rather than the stale ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep them fresh.
Keep it icy.
Yes. I'm fresh out of temporary hit points. So.
Torvald, it's your turn. You think it's swooped past, left Adair bloodied and circling around. And you can see it circling around towards Aldis.
So as it swoops by, Torvald grabs the axe, and he's going to spin around. He's going to kind of grab it with two hands, put it over his head, and just hurl the axe at him. And I will attack for that. Ooh, 12.
That will not hit, I'm afraid.
So as he chucks the axe, he's kind of turning around, so he kind of loses a little bit of accuracy because he's like turning his head around. But as the axe is flying through the air, he calls down a bolt of lightning. So as it goes right by its head, the bolt of lightning strikes it and reverberates with a Toll of the Dead.
What's wrong with these things? Wisdom rolls.
I don't know. Are they wise? 5.
They're fighting us.
They're part bird, not part owl.
All right, that's gonna be 9. 9 necrotic.
This thing's still at bed. It's round in the air. That brings us to Ira's turn.
It wants to roll my dice. Stop! Okay.
Ira
Great.
casts kitten.
Ira will hold an action. She'll just hold a strike with her longsword and be kind of in the defensive in front of Adair.
Or if it swipes back again.
Here, I'll actually kind of position myself right here. And just
Okay. Adair.
Having been hit and the bird being a sufficient distance away, how damaged does it appear? Is it bloodied, say, or just maybe?
I'm bloodied at this point, and yeah, bloodied, pissed off, unnaturally angry.
All right. Adair is just going to look around and go, their intent was to eat Torvald. And that's all he's going to do at this point.
Okay, Aldis. You can hear this thing swooping around, and it's now heading directly for you. What would you like to do? And yes, I don't think the things have changed that much, but yes.
Okay.
You might
I am going to keep the boat fairly steady. I'm going to try to hit it with the Eldritch Blast. Both of them this time.
All right. See if you can hit it.
No. No.
No. Just no.
What was that?
I
She
rolled
just
a
said
1
no.
and a 5, and both of those
Ooh.
plus 7 is not enough.
No, I'm sorry.
I need new dice.
You too.
They're my metal dice too, and they hate me.
Sarah. Unless there's anything else you'd like to do with your bonus action, Aldis, that's Cressara's turn.
No. If it decides to attack, I'm gonna try to shrink down and let one of my doubles get it.
That's the idea. Yeah, Cressara, what would you like to do?
I'm not throwing my only axe. I am not losing that. That was a gift from Torvald. I am going to, I guess, just hold my action and be ready with my maul in case it comes aboard.
Alright. That brings us to its turn as it swoops down to try and hit Aldis. What do I need to roll to see if I hit Aldis or not Aldis?
A D20, I believe.
So what it says, if you have 3 duplicates, each time a creature targets you with an attack during the spell's duration, roll a d20 to determine whether the attack instead targets one of your duplicates. So
you roll d20.
Yeah, I roll a d20.
Okay, roll d20 then. Let's see if it's gonna hit you or one of the duplicates.
It hit a 12, so a 6 or higher hits one of my duplicates.
Okay, so it hits one of your duplicates. That it has a 15 to hit.
And it hits.
And what happens to a duplicate if it's hit?
If a duplicate gets hit,
Goes bye-bye.
duplicate's AC equals 10 plus your dex modifier. If an attack hits a duplicate, the duplicate is destroyed.
The creature looks slightly disturbed by the fact that the thing it hit just disappeared, but it flies on past and
All right,
sort of
and now I
swoops around.
2 duplicates left.
And now it is Torvald's turn.
All right. I think it's a little far for the weapon here. Yep. So Torvald's gonna hold his arm behind him, and the weapon's gonna fly to him. And then, as it reaches him, he's going to thrust it up into the sky as this bolt of lightning hurls towards it, striking next to its head. We're gonna toll the dead.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
What'd you roll this time?
6.
Nice. I'm 100% on these.
Somebody please clip that.
11
Please.
necrotic damage.
11 necrotic damage. Alright, as this is the last one, any little flavour in how you want to take this thing out the sky with necrotic damage?
Yeah, so as he points the axe over there and the bolt hits, you just see this like crackling, but it's like a black color throughout its body, and it just kind of like shatters. So you just see like all these black lines form, and then the pieces just kind of like fall apart as they plummet to the ground.
Ew. But yeah, so you watch as it plunges down towards the trees below. And with that, we are out of initiative as these things, the 4 of them have fall down into the canopy of the trees below, leaving the one that's slumped over the front of your boat.
Do we want to go get the ones that fell, or do we want to move forward?
Well, it depends. How do they taste, Adair?
DM, how do they taste?
Amy, like, it's definitely very much on the venison side of it.
They taste quite good, Torvald.
Maybe we go and collect them. We had free
Okay.
food.
I'm gonna drop the boat.
Oh,
Usually, or I'm
Hopping out.
I cast Primal Savagery and dig my claws into the boat.
Going down.
Yeah, and but you know, as we get closer to the tree line, I'm gonna slow the descent so that you know it doesn't hurt.
So we don't die?
Yeah.
As you get down to the tree line, whoever's sort of keeping a lookout with, I'll let two of you max make a perception checks for the first.
Sure.
On behalf of.
I'll do it.
Mine would be a 20.
27.
Show off.
Right. So as you get there, you can see two of these bird deer creatures caught in the upper branches of the trees. And you can see this smear of blood and scraps of feathers on the other branches nearby. As you watch, you can see something stirring deeper down in the trees as something large is pulling one of the other two that had fallen into the branches deeper into the canopy, further down. You hear this sound of breaking branches and rustling leaves as it pulls it down beneath the canopy. Yes.
Torvald, quick! Something's stealing your food.
And Torvald, you catch a glimpse of something huge, scaly, and green beneath the canopy.
Well, I think we should probably be going.
What? Oh.
I think the one should be fine for us.
Oh, okay. All right. I guess I'll rise us back up a little bit.
And as you rise up, you see another of the ones that is at the top of the canopy being dragged down beneath.
Oh, I see it that time?
Yeah, everyone sees it this time.
Oh, okay. I raise us up higher more. And keep going. I'm gonna need to take a break soon, so do we want to land for the swap, or do we want to do a quick change?
Quick change sounds fun.
Yeah. Who's gonna swap with me?
I turned into a boat last time, not it.
I'll do it.
Okay. So yeah, basically when the my magic stops working for making the boat fly, Ira will swap chairs.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
There's a bit of a drop in a jerk. It's like, it takes that little moment for Ira to just get in the mindset and get sort of happily sort of controlling the boat. There's a brief moment of free fall.
Oh, and if anybody was watching when my magic stopped working on the duplicates, my I guess get a little bit blurry, and then I clear out like image-wise. So.
Torvald, did you see what that thing was?
Could I tell what it was?
Make me a nature check.
Ooh, a nature check. Am I good at those? I am not good at those. I think the last time I said that I got a nat 20 though. It's like, I'm terrible at this. Nature 13.
Based on its size, its scaliness, and the glimpse of it you saw, it was a dragon.
I am pretty sure it was a dragon. A green one. Was it bigger than the last dragon?
It was bigger than the last dragon you fought.
Okay.
Definitely.
And he says that loud enough for all of us to hear. Ira, we're gonna go fast. I'm gonna sit down and relax and take my, short rest while I can.
I could tell it was a dragon because it was dragging him down from the canopy.
I wrote point checks.
Torvald, I hate you.
Adair goes to the side of the boat, leans over, and becomes airsick, apparently.
So as you speed on, it's getting towards the end of the day now. The sun is setting ahead of you. And looking out of the forest ahead, you can see this stretch of forest off on the horizon to the left of the boat, I guess, I can't remember if that's port or starboard in boat terms, but left of the boat, we'll stick with that. You can see the glint of water. Directly ahead, you can see sort of the forest, and you can see what looks to be a sort of break in the canopy. You can see a narrow plume of smoke rising up into the sky.
Just let me know when you guys want to camp.
Do we want to go towards that smoke, or do we want to sail on by?
How narrow was the smoke?
As in, smoke from a chimney narrow.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically you've got the choice of if you want to attempt to keep flying through the night, if you want to make camp somewhere, if you want to seek shelter in civilized places. It is up to you what you'd like to do.
If question with the boat mechanics, if we are flying, does that count as like strenuous activity? Like, can we do watch cycles where like one person's flying and we all rest?
I'd say you'd need, like, the person flying the boat probably wouldn't. It's up to you whether you want them to be on watch as well. Like, you can fly on through the night, but you're more likely to hit things because it'll be dark. And
Right.
so it's up to you if you want to take the risk of trying to sort of keep a 24-hour boat flight, or if you want to stop.
I wouldn't mind somewhere where you can send post.
We're not specifically in a hurry to get anywhere at this point.
I'd like to see if the deer tastes any good.
I don't think we have the fuel to cook with fire at the moment.
Trees.
If we land, we will. Adair is going to take some time while they're figuring this out and try to make usable meat out of the deer and see if I can get some deer wings.
You know what? Make me a survival check for the quality of deer gutting and deer wing preparation.
I'm sorry, guys. That's a 26.
Oh, jeez.
Impeccable.
Best jerky
Did you
ever.
need any help?
You guys have had buffalo wings, right?
I never heard of a
venison
buffalo
wings.
with wings.
Buffalo don't have wings, Adair.
Aye.
That's because they all got eaten because they were so tasty.
I'm pretty sure you're not correct there, but
He was screaming and screeching at these things. I think he might be a little tired. Perhaps we should make camp. Maybe outside of a town so we can avoid people if we wish, but then I can go into town and then come back.
are you trying to find another elf to warm your bed?
No, I'm trying to write to the one that did.
I'm all for resting on the ground. While we are trying to find a spot to land, I guess, I want to check out the damage that's done to the boat. See how bad it is.
You can definitely see there's claw marks in it. You can definitely see there's marks where sort of these things, claws go into the wood, but it's not damaged in a way that would affect its seaworthiness or its skyworthiness.
Okay.
But yeah, you can definitely see the marks. So yeah, if you're making camp, the question is, are you making camp sort of in the forest? Are you seeking to make camp or sort of out by the water, or are you
Near
heading
the mysterious chimney?
Yeah. What's your option?
I think we should land before the chimney and maybe check it out.
Near water, if that's at all possible, too.
Ira would much prefer a water landing. It's been a while.
Yeah, so Ira, as the one steering the boat, where would you like to land the boat?
I'm I'm trying to look at
Willow
the map.
Creek.
Yeah, the maps doesn't go into that much close detail. There's
Yeah,
there's,
so I
there's
guess,
small streams, there's the shore of the larger river, there's forest. But yeah, this map is very much big scale rather than fine detail on
of course.
exact layout of the streams.
Yeah, just the nearest stream, probably not all the way down to like.
Yeah, so the
shore.
nearest stream would be where you saw the smoke rising.
That's fine. We want to be semi near it, but not near enough to where like when we land it'd be super noticeable.
Yeah. So you bring your boat down into this. It's very much a stream / small river, and you can get the boat to land on it, but the boat will take up pretty much the width of the stream.
Damn.
We've made a dam. Yeah.
Yeah, so depending on how you land the boat and how you maneuver it, you can either choose to dam the stream or kind of like
Damn
not
the
quite.
stream. We don't care about it.
Yeah, so you bring the boat down, and just as the sun sets behind the trees, you can hear the sounds of the forest around you, between the dark trees, and a little distance downstream you can see sort of the faint glow of lights through the trees as night falls.
Well, who'd like to go check that out with me?
I'll go with you.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Sure, I'll go.
I'm going to sit here and rest and try to recover from, and I'll fix food too. So
Help Adair.
I will cook the steaks I made so well.
Okay, so the Mopey crew, Adair and Aldis remain behind
this
the
isn't
boat.
Mopey.
Not Aldis, Ira. This is the problem with names, it's the vowel starting names. Adair and Ira remain behind at the boat as Krasara, Aldis, and Torvald head downstream.
I think I'm the only one with a Mopley crew beard. You know?
I don't know. Mine's pretty close.
And as
Yours is
you
fake, though.
get
Of course.
as you get further downstream, you can see more clearly the light and the smoke is coming from a small cluster of houses. You can make out sort of the silhouettes of 3 houses close to the edge of the water, where there is a wooden bridge over the stream. As you are going down towards them, you do also see what appears to be the ruins of a few other houses, in sort of overgrown and sort of consumed by the forest. Like the walls crumbled down. It suggests this place might once have been larger, but you can only see 3 buildings still standing, and a bridge.
I wonder what happened here.
I don't know. It seems.
Old
Does it look like it's been
damage.
attacked, or is it just old?
With the overgrowth, it looks like it's long past when it happened. But the people are still here, so probably houses fell in disrepair. Maybe.
We'll continue on towards the apparently occupied houses.
Yeah, so you continue on, you sort of following the stream down, you can see, as you get to the bridge, you're now up to these 3 cottages. Fairly old looking, look like they've been repaired quite a few times. There's wooden shingles on the roof. You see the faint glimmer of candlelight coming through from inside, and smoke rising from the chimneys of 2 of the houses.
Should we knock on a door?
Do any of them look like they might be shops or inns? Like, is there any signs?
Not
or
really.
anything like that?
There's no signs. You can see there's some small sort of vegetable gardens out the front of a couple of them.
I'll go to the one that's got the most brightly lit windows, and I'll just knock on the door.
There's a pause, and then you hear, "Hello?"
Hi. We've been traveling through the forest, and we're kind of trying to figure out where we're at.
It's another pause, and then you hear the of the door opening, and you see a woman probably in her sort of 30s with brown hair peering out. Yeah. And she looks out at, are the three of you standing there?
Mm.
She calls back, Nan, there's 2 humans and a dwarf. All armed?
You
Well,
were
we're not-
adventurers.
Yeah, we come in peace.
All
You're not...
of my weapons are on my belt. My hands, nowhere near them.
What do you want? We haven't got anything worth stealing.
No, we're trying to figure out where we're going. We're kind of on our way to Tilfin?
Tealafen?
Is it Tilfin? We were told Tilfin.
You.
You were told Tealafen.
Tealafin.
In character, it was Tilfin.
Steelafin.
Is it Tilfin?
It's Tealafen, dear. Do you hear a voice from calling from further in? Tell him to come in. I'll put the kettle on. Nan says to come in if you like.
I will look around the door before taking a step in.
And as you step in, you're standing in it's a pretty small house, this little cottage. You can see sort of through the doorway sort of 2 chairs by a little fireplace with an old couple sat in them. Off to one side, there's a little kitchen area with a dining table. So there's this old couple and the younger woman, and the younger woman beckons you inside and goes,
All right.
Come in. Sorry, we don't often get travellers here in Uriell Creek, but it's lovely to have people to come by.
Oh yeah, well we're like I said, we're traveling. We're trying to get to Tilfin.
But your accents are, where are you from?
I'm from Isfjell.
Never heard of it.
By the bitter, she doesn't even know where she's pointing, but she points up by the bitter ice.
Oh, you're from the north.
Well, north, and she tries to figure out east.
Oh, well, you must have come a long way. Right, you came through the forest?
We did.
Alive?
So far.
Barely.
Dangerous out there. We don't dare go any further east. I mean, you go into the forest, you might get eaten by dragons or monsters or druids. It's a dangerous place.
Well, we've got a druid. We've killed a dragon and plenty of monsters, so...
What
You caught a druid?
No, we have a friend that's a druid.
Making camp a little bit of ways, but we wanted to see if we knew where we were, or if there were any maps or anything.
Well, we don't have a proper map around here, but I can give you some directions. This is Willow Creek.
Willow.
Yeah, not much of a place, to be honest. It's not on a lot of the maps. It used to be unless your map's really old, it's past its day. Come in. My wife's just putting the kettle on, making you some tea. Take a seat. And he looks around, counts all the chairs, and goes, one of you can take a seat. We're a bit short on chairs.
I'll sit on the floor close to the fire and tucking my skirt and everything in.
I'll stand.
And a few minutes later, the old lady comes back with like a sort of teapot and pours out and offers you each a drink.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No worries. So, you say you're trying to get somewhere. You're trying to get to Tealafen?
Aye, for now. Not sure where we're going after that, but that's where we're going now.
Yeah. You're not that far. Well, depends on where you count. Tilafen is starting. According to the old maps, this is Tilafen, but well, we don't get any royal guards or anything out here. But let's say Tilafen proper starts 80, 90 miles or so west when you hit the edge of the forest.
Okay, and where would be like a large town, village, a small city would be nearby? Maybe, because we probably should try to get a proper map.
Well, there's Marsh Town, which is on the edge of the marsh. It's the first place you hit. Well, town's probably a bit generous. It's a village, really. But that's not much of a place. If you want a proper town, Rivermore's your best bet. They've got a proper town on the river there.
Well, if you don't mind me asking,
Due west of here.
what happened to the other houses?
Oh, that was years ago. There was we're kind of clinging on by the skin of our teeth here. It was when I was a young lad. There was a dragon. Took out a good portion of the village, but we rebuilt, and then a troll took down several of the other houses. But we came back and stronger. We endure here. We've not had too much trouble in the last 50 years or so. But yeah.
Well, that's good to hear.
A lot of the people moved out, went to Marshtown, Rivermore, further west. The forest's been growing, you see. When this place was first made, this was all fields, far as the eye could see. The trees have been advancing.
And they're growing faster than normal, or?
Forests, well, they say the forests around here are alive and cursed. I blame the druids, encouraging the trees.
Well, I'd say that every tree is alive, but definitely not cursed.
Well,
what kind of things happen around here, other than fast-growing trees?
Well, dragons and trolls, apparently.
Dragons, horrible monsters in the forest, things you could never imagine.
Wait, were there some that look like deer, but with wings and claws?
Yes.
What are those called?
Periton.
Periton?
Yeah, there's deer mixed with birds, there's owls mixed with bears. There's no unholy combination that we've not seen around these parts.
Cats and dogs sleeping together.
Owls and bears, huh? Must be a curious creature.
Lethal. We call it the owl bear.
Quite original of you.
Well, I wanted to call it the bear owl, but I think owl bear catches on a lot more. Did any of you need to top up with your tea?
Sure.
I'm fine, thank you.
Sure.
She tops up your drink.
Thank you.
And as you're sat by the fire, we'll go for a moment to the Mopey crew. I mean, to Adair and Ira.
I figured that's what you meant. Adair's
Sat on your boat.
Adair's, as he's cooking, he's going to stop for a moment. And Ira,
Yes.
thank you for protecting me back there.
Oh, of course.
I really
Shield was
appreciate
made
it.
for all of us, not just me. But yeah.
Did I make the wrong decision?
In what regard? Do you mean the deer, or the party, or in life in general?
Well, I guess I'm saying in life in general, but I was thinking more specifically, I tried to reason with the creatures instead of fighting like I've done in the past. Honestly, Ira, I was trying to be more like Ira and not just jump to battle, but...
No, I think it was very noble. I appreciate that. you tried that. That's wonderful. I think we should try that more often. I was excited to try and fight again, but not because I want to kill things, but just because I want to protect the people I care about. So I think as long as we aren't just killing things for fun, it's okay. But trying to reason with things is much better, in my opinion, as well. So yes, I think you did a wonderful thing. It just didn't work out, but that doesn't mean you made a bad decision.
I appreciate that. I think I'm beginning to question myself a little more than I would have in the past.
Well, sometimes that's fun. I actually haven't always followed Lady Luck. That was actually a I started. I don't know. It's been some years now, but it wasn't forever. If I remember, when I was younger, I followed Dawnbringer, and it didn't work out very well. And so I met someone who I know I cared about very dearly. And he taught me about Lady Luck and helped me and was very kind to me. And if there weren't people who were kind and tried to be understanding rather than fight, I wouldn't be where I was. So I think it's good to reassess, because I'm much happier now than I was when I was younger, I'm sure.
I was actually pretty happy when I was young. I knew who my mother was, well, purported to be. I grew up in the woods and had Harrion, who's now told me that I don't need him anymore. And honestly, I've never had much room to believe in the gods. I've grown up thinking more of nature and seeing more there. Tell me about this Lady Luck.
Yes, yes. Well, I just want to say, it's not the truth's fault that you were lied to.
That's a very interesting perspective.
I think, I've always known gods. I've always liked to dedicate to a single one. Daybreaker treated me well, but just wasn't the best when I was traveling. And then I met Lady Luck, and it just seemed to fit because I traveled quite a long time, I think. We've dealt with it since the beginning, but I don't quite look the same as the rest of you, and people don't like what they don't understand. So I was rather mistreated, and I think it was luck that I managed to get to where I was, and so I want to celebrate that and encourage that with everyone else. So she keeps me safe, and she's taught me a lot about caring for others. I think some things are luck, but some things, you need to work for. Like I worked for all of those villagers in Sorlinsby. We all got lucky to get to the point where we were, and then we kind of had to band together. I took caring for them very seriously, just because I know what it's like to not be cared for.
Well, you may not have noticed, but I really don't care for people.
I've noticed a little bit. I wouldn't necessarily say it to you out loud, but since you're the one who's admitting it, sure.
No, I pity anyone who looks at you and does not see the beauty that you are. You are an amazingly attractive and fun person, and I'm very glad that we were able to bring you back. Yes, and then he's going to turn a little bit red and go back to cooking.
Yes, well, as I told Torvald, I had a choice not to come back. And I chose to be here, so. Not only did you want me back, but I wanted myself back too, and I hope that's a gesture to you all, that I truly care about protecting you all as I've cared about protecting my previous friends.
You know, I think Torvald really likes you, Ira.
Could you repeat that, please? Both from Ira's shock, but also from Moira's internet cutting out.
And he's going to set stuff down, and he's going to turn and just give you this very serious look. I think Torvald really likes you, Ira.
Yes, he's told me he likes me. I like him too.
I think he likes you more than just as a friend, Ira.
Well, we are quite a family. If that's what you mean.
He starts to say something, and then he's going to just stop talking and turn back to what he's doing.
I'm going to assume that's what you mean. I love you all so much. and she'll like bump closer to you and start helping you, but she's never cooked before in her life.
So as you make the preparations, as you prepare the well, what you don't know is called a patron for dinner, you watch as a mist starts to rise from the river. This cold, thick mist rising up around your boat. And we'll get back to you two in a minute. Because meanwhile, back in the cottage, I've got a question here, and I'd like my people to answer it in character, without regard for the implication this question has, is who drank the tea? I'd like you to make me a Constitution saving throw, please. Torvald, you have advantage on this.
Because it's poison. It means it's poison, guys. It's poison.
I'm just going to say, in chat, I was asking questions like, is the house made of gingerbread? Does Grandma have really big eyes and sharp teeth?
And then I have +5. So that is 14.
I rolled an 18 and I got a +2, so I got an unnatural 20.
I got 14.
19.
This is the second time poison hasn't affected me naturally.
So, Aldis.
You never know. The DC might be 21.
The sounds in the background are once again predicting our fate in the game.
You watch as Torvald and Cressara, as their heads sort of start to droop a little. And Torvald and Cressara, you feel yourself drifting off to sleep. With the warmth of the fire around you. Soothing safety. It's just relaxing, and you find yourself slowly drifting down into sleep. And Aldis, you see their heads sort of bobbing down, and the old lady goes, "More tea, dear?"
Oh, no. I should probably try to, They're starting to fall asleep. I should probably try to get them to our campsite.
It's all right. We can bed down here.
Oh no,
Missy, get a bed laid up for our guests. So we
No, it's okay. I'm starting to nudge with my elbow whomever's right next to me.
And as you do that, I want you to make me a perception check.
That's a 2.
Oh, so you don't see this coming, and you hear a couple of strange words in this guttural language come from the old lady. She goes, and I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
18.
You manage to shake off what is clearly the effects of some kind of spell. And
Oh, jeez.
as she has clearly attempted to put some kind of spell on you, and at this point the question is, what do you want to do, Aldis?
I'm going to use my Fey presence to make them scared of me.
Okay.
They need to have a wisdom saving. Wait, are all 3 of them within 10 feet of me?
Yes.
They need to make a DC 15. Wisdom.
Okay. The old man. So, what is this? The fear effect?
Yes.
So, the old man sort of flinches back in his chair. You see his eyes go wide in horror. The young woman by the stairs takes backs away and ducks down right behind the staircase. And the old lady smiles. It's feisty one, aren't you? And
I will stand up and dust off my skirt.
Raises her hand, and as the others, this is one of those semi-initiative, do I call initiative or not, situations. As the old woman raises her hand, I guess I see you, and you watch as in the air beside her, this large, vicious-looking knife forms.
Mm-hmm.
And you've seen it bears a striking resemblance in terms of spectralness, and it puts you very much in mind of Torvald's axe in a way.
Okay.
Except it's a jagged, large knife formed in the air, and it spins round and comes diving towards you.
Okay.
Does a 16 hit?
Yes.
Okay, I really should not have closed that page of the book.
If it's spiritual weapon, it's 1d8 plus
Thank you.
The temporary hit points that I got from
Wisdom modifier,
Krisara's
or whatever
rage,
modifier.
is that already gone, or do I still have that? I need to know. Does that wear off eventually, or does that stick around until it's used?
That's a good question, actually. Maybe it sticks around because I put it on them like frost. I don't know.
It should tell you in the ability. So
It says you gain a 10-foot aura when you start your rage and as a bonus action on each of your turns. When this effect is activated, each creature of your choice in your aura gains 3 temporary hit points. But it does not say how long it lasts, or
Is it whilst your aura is active, or anyway? Yeah,
I don't think it would be.
You can keep them for now. We'll sort it out at another point.
Yeah.
Temporary hit points usually stay until they are used up. So.
Yeah. So Aldis, that is 3 points of damage.
And there go the 10 points. All right.
And Kasala and Torvald are still asleep. The old man backed up in the corner. The young woman ducked around the corner in fear and terror of you. How long does that last for?
For that, hold on, let me bring it back up.
Do we have to roll initiative too? Are we rolling?
Until the
I'll
end of my next turn.
I'll say we'll see what Aldis does here.
Okay.
Depending on what Aldis does, you may or may not roll initiative.
It's until the end of my next turn. In that case, so it technically did do damage to me, correct?
It sort of glanced off you, watched it definitely like. I don't think it does damage to you. It does. For that one, yes, it does. I know what you're asking about.
And well, in that case, I'm going to point at the old woman, and she's going to be surrounded by green sparkly flames and use Hellish Rebuke.
All right. So that is Dex to dodge out the way on her part. Dex saving throw.
Yes, a Dex save.
And my curse of my saving throw strikes again. That is a 7.
All right, so that's 4d10 of fire damage, 1 moment.
Burn.
10, 19,
A lot of fire damage.
25 damage.
4d10.
4d10 fire. I rolled my d10s. I rolled a 10, a 9, a 1, and a 5.
So, before we go to break, I'll say this one thing. Torvald and Krasara, you are awoken to the sound of screaming and the smell of burning flesh. As sort of blearily, like through the fog, you can see as this knife disappears, as this old woman collapses down, burning onto the floor. And
I
we'll
love the smell of Eldritch fire in the morning.
We'll deal with the ramifications of that and what's going on in the forest after we've taken a break. So we're back in 10 minutes and see if you can spot the error in the mid-roll that I need to fix.
All right. Back in 10.
For years, Washington, D.C. was a Camarilla city under the rule of Marcus Vitel. But when it was revealed he was a Lasombra instead of the Ventrue he had claimed to be, the tower sentenced him to final death. But with Kindred, things are not always as they seem, and he survived his sentence only to return a decade later to seize the city from both the Camarilla and the Sabbat. It was during his second rule that the coterie arrived to the city. Lily Sanger, a descendant of the Toreador Helena and owner of the Succubus Club. Steve Perry, a caitiff who only recently found out he holds flawed Lasombra blood. Locke, a gangrel raised on the streets and now owner of the bar Purgatory. And until recently, Quartermain, the Nosferatu who is now exiled from D.C. and never to return. The coterie has been instrumental in restoring the city to Camarilla rule under the praxis of Nosferatu Stanford Warwick. Vitel relocated to Baltimore, where he has established his rule over the formerly anarch city. Things are far from idyllic under Stanford's rule, and events have been set in motion for his praxis to end. The question remains, does it matter who rules when there are powerful elders maneuvering their pieces for their own ends?
Join us for DC by Night every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern and DC by Night vignettes Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Forest.
Forest?
Forest.
So, our party have landed near this small hamlet. Well, I don't think it even qualifies as a hamlet. The small settlement of Willow Creek. And while Cassara, Aldis, and Torvald went off to investigate the houses, Adair and Ira have remained behind on the boat. And now, the mists rise from the river. This thick mist surrounding the boat. You can hear the sounds of the forest getting stiller as... Good question, where is Sindri? Did you take your cat with you, Aldis?
Oh, I didn't
She
accidentally
stayed on
put
the
her in the
boat.
barbecue, did I?
She's
Stayed
still
on
on the
the-
boat.
Yeah. So it's Ira going just to get Sindri out the way. Adair and Ira, as the mists grow deeper, is there anything you'd like to do?
How long have they been gone? Roughly, just...
At this point, by the time it took them to walk down there, probably about half an hour.
If the mist offers you tea, don't drink it. It's a trap.
It's a little misty. Well, at this point, Adair's just gonna keep cooking the food until it's done and focus on that. If they've only been gone a half an hour, as the mist comes up, you know, and it's evening. Is there anything unusual about it to Adair?
There's a lot of it, and as it goes thicker around the boat, as you to cook, you can make out standing on the shores of the river stream. Looking at your boat is a figure dressed in white, staring at you.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, Adair, I didn't like the sound of that at all.
With that, Adair will look up and pay attention. Does she look familiar to Adair?
As the figure steps forward, you can see this pale face, this sort of floaty, wispy clothing, and you're not entirely sure if it's the same Fae you've seen before, or if it's another one that looks pretty much exactly the same as it. They don't have any distinctive facial features. There's something really uniform about them.
Stuff from the Fae's weird. Rated Dare.
Yeah, anything from the Fae's got to be just off somehow.
I am looking for Cassara. Is she here?
She's out at the moment, but you can leave a message.
Beep.
I was sent to fetch her.
Oh,
I will come back later.
oh, well, she went, Adair. Should I tell them where she went?
I don't think I would at the moment. Who should we say, is looking for her?
The king. She asked for an audience. The king invites her to the halls of mist.
Will she be able to come back quickly? / would we be able to go with her?
The first cannot be guaranteed. On the second case, yes. You are welcome back in our halls anytime, Ira. Please bring the dwarf.
Okay. Well, she went... I'll like glance at Adair to make sure it's okay.
I'm going to place my hand on her forearm and go, we can go get her and meet you back here in half an hour.
Do you know how to cook deer?
That weight is acceptable. And no.
Okay. Is the food finished, Adair, or is it still kind of in the process?
I don't know, DM. How good of a cook is Adair, and is the food done? It's been half an hour.
Depending on how small you chunked it up, the food could definitely be done. It depends Depends on what style of cooking you're going for with this.
Apparently I did immaculately.
You did an excellent job. So this is exactly prepared how you want it to be. So it depends if you're aiming for sort of a slow roast joints of venison or small chunks of venison. I will leave it up to your decision on. Now I'm getting hungry. On how you've cooked this delicious,
wonderful large venison steaks are done.
Oh dear.
Okay, well, could you just watch this food and make sure no one eats it?
Yes.
You could have maybe like a little bite. Did we portion enough for a little bite?
I do not eat deer.
Okay. Well,
they take exception to it.
It's also part bird. Does that change anything?
Yes.
Okay, well, we'll be back.
Ira, how quickly can you move?
The normal speed?
Well, just what's your movement? Because, they've been gone half an hour. So that means we've got to get them and get back quickly.
Yeah, I've got just the normal movement speed. So I could dash, but...
Well,
okay, so you... yeah?
Sorry, go ahead, DM.
No, you were about to say something. I was about to narrate something, but I think you had something to say first. So
I was going to say, well, I could change into something a little faster and go get them.
Do you want to be like a pony and I could ride you?
That brings up a whole new range of ideas, Ira, but no, that's not what I was thinking.
Okay.
Torvald is remotely jealous.
Well then do you just want me to stay here so you can be fast, or?
I might be able to move a bit quicker that way. I hate to ask that and leave you with that Fae thing.
That's okay. I can talk to them. For
that will be lovely.
Really? Okay.
So Adair will jump off the boat and change into a panther.
Ooh.
As he goes to hit the ground.
Alright, so you go heading off through the forest towards Willow Creek.
It'll be like a movie cut where he leaves and then it cuts back to me and I go, so, have you ever heard of course? And it just cuts off back to the...
This completely deadpan face of this Fae as it looks like. Meanwhile, back at Willow Creek, Chrysara and Torvald, you're still feeling sort of this drowsy effect of the poison tea in your system. But as you sort of come to bleary wakefulness, you can hear screaming, you can smell smoke. While the floorboards seem to be burning a little as this old lady collapses down to the ground dead. The old man sort of shrinks back in horror. You can hear screaming from up the staircase. What would you like to do?
Aldis?
I am going to douse the whatever flames are left, since they were, caused by magic. And to the old man and the woman screaming on the stairs, did you know she was...
You killed my mother!
Did you know she was going to hurt us?
There is a pause, and I'd like you to make me an insight check as the young woman peers out from sort of round the corner of the stairs. Yes.
12.
Pardon?
12.
And she goes, I had no idea what she was intending. Tea must have been bad.
He's clearly lying. Walk around.
She's clearly lying, Aldis. Yeah.
Torvald says that,
terrified
out loud as he's yawning.
And
I'll get the other one.
You see her terrified gaze sort of flicking between the three of you, and she makes a dash towards the back door. Torvald, you're closest. You can make an attempt to stop her if you would like.
I will attempt to stop her. Oh, that's the back door. Is it open or closed?
It's currently closed. She's sort of making a dash to go and pull the back door open and get out. You can try and stop her.
I didn't
she's standing
realize
close
that
to you.
there was a map for this.
Yeah, so Torvald will step forward and attempt to grab her, I guess. Restrain her.
All right, make me an athletics check. As she
I'm
is...
super good at these.
Oh, thank you, Moira. Sure. Putting the map to the...
Oh, net 20! Woo! I told you.
Yeah, you have got her. Like she
19.
She attempts to struggle out, but yeah, you've got hold of her. She's struggling, and you hear the old man go, "Just look, please, we surrender. This is all a big misunderstanding. You clearly have powers beyond ours. Let's just leave, and we don't need to worry about all this. Just we won't hurt you."
You won't hurt us after you attacked us. Why should we take your word for it?
Because your mother?
My wife.
Wife. Because your
That's
wife
our daughter you've got there.
went down with one hit.
She did with some kind of unnatural green fire. We didn't expect that.
Because she hit me with a knife first.
Can you see a knife?
Torvald, it's much like your axe.
Knife? You call that a knife?
There's no sign of a knife.
Spiritual weapon? You call that a spiritual weapon? I'll give you a spiritual weapon.
Look, as I said, we misjudged the situation. You're clearly very capable and they're heavily armed people. Look,
we had just said we've come through this forest.
Well, people say a lot of things. Look,
why do you go around attacking people?
They don't attack them until after they're asleep.
For the greater good.
The Queen of Mirrors is going to know about this place.
Who?
A Fae Queen.
Never
She'll
heard
know
of her.
about this place.
Well,
it's because
Chrysara.
of her. She's like that. I think we need to leave.
Why don't you go see if you can take anything? We'll do some old-fashioned looting and pillaging.
I would be delighted if there's anything in this hut.
We've not got anything worth taking.
We're not going to take your word for it.
If
Not after that tea.
we're not the first ones that you've done this, very likely you've got a stash somewhere. Upstairs, maybe. Not directly.
We're not thieves.
But
Well,
if
then why
people
were you
had
trying to
died-
attack us?
We didn't have a choice. It just,
We came here asking for directions.
Well, you should know better than walking into huts in the forest asking for directions. That's just, look. And you see him glance once more over to his wife's body. Just leave us, and all will be well. Look, you take anything you can find. As I said, we don't have much of value, but if you can find it, you can take it. Just leave us be.
Well, I think if we can't find anything of value, we'll take your life.
Hey. Look. Upstairs in the dresser, there's 10 gold pieces, and a ring.
Have you the wing?
Ring.
Is there anything special about this ring?
It's shiny.
That's not very special now, is it?
Pop, just tell them. They will. You saw what she did. She's some kind of fey creature. She. Mother is dead. Stop trying to make things work when it won't. Look, you go into the basement. There's some things we took off the previous people we took, but there's honestly, there isn't much down there. But I can show you if you want.
No. Torvald, Chrisara, you want to keep them here? I'll check.
I'm all right with that.
All right.
I'll pull my maul around.
Torvald will tie her up. He's going to pull out some rope and tie her up.
Okay. So she allows you to tie her up, but you see her. She glances towards her father and mother. It's weird. She doesn't seem quite as sort of distraught and upset as one would expect when their mother's just been burned to death in front of their eyes.
Might want to feed her some tea, too.
If the two of you are thirsty, you can finish our cups.
I'm not thirsty.
Torvald will take the tea and start pouring it in her mouth.
And so as she sort of splutters and coughs, Aldis, did you say you were checking the basement?
At that point, I'm going to go check the basement.
Okay. So you head downstairs. You see the basement leads into this small room about sort of 10 feet by 15 feet. There's boxes and barrels and things piled up around the room. Sort of against the walls.
I am going to meticulously open every crate and box and barrel and see what's inside.
As you're doing so, make me an investigation check, please, as you're searching around and as you're hunting around through boxes and barrels.
You were muted when you said
a
whatever.
19.
19, okay. So first of all, most of the boxes and barrels contain sort of apples, stored sort of vegetables, flour, that sort of thing. But you find a couple of things that seem less normal for a peasant's cellar. First of all, you find what looks to be a large, a travelling trunk, sort of a chest. Stamped on the top are initials. On the top it says QY on the top of this trunk. And inside you can see it contains sort of several sets of rather nice clothing, sort of folded neatly. Lots of shirts and several sets of trousers and spare boots. Tucked in underneath is a pouch, a leather pouch which has about 50 gold pieces in it. And each of these gold pieces you can see is stamped on one side with what looks to be a squirrel, sort of a heraldic depiction of a squirrel, on the other side with a man's face and the words Ernst above his face. And on the squirrel side you see stamped on it is the word Tilafen.
Okay.
So that's 50 gold pieces. It says lots of sets of nice clothing and a book, rather neatly bound up, which appears to be a common to Elvish dictionary. Aside from this chest, you tucked in behind this chest, you also find looks to be a suit of armor. A set
Is
of.
there space in the chest? I'm gonna try to shove the suit of armor.
Yeah, you can shove the armor into the base. It looks to be like half plate, quite nicely made. Along with this blue cloak with this image of a sword on it, with sort of radiant beams coming out from it. It looks very, very fancy, well-made cloak. There's a sword as well tucked underneath this cloak, to sort of match the sort of style of the armor. And as you're rummaging around this area behind these things, you notice it appears to be a small sort of doorway built into the wall behind it. About sort of 2 feet tall, this little wooden doorway built into the wall, hidden behind these boxes and crates.
Is there a lock on the door?
No, not that you can see.
I'm going to try to open the door, but I'm not going to go through the door.
Alright, so as you open the door, you have to sort of move a few things out of the way. It appears to be quite well hidden behind it. You can see behind it, it leads into what appears to be another room of the basement. And the smell that comes through as you open the door is sort of this dank, musty smell mixed with sort of old blood. And this odd whiff of sulfur.
Nope, I closed the door, put the barrels back in front.
Okay. Meanwhile, upstairs, Krasara and Torvald, who has just turned invisible. He's back. Krasara and Torvald, the younger woman sort of is starting to sort of drift off to sleep as she's been forcibly fed this sleeping draught of tea. The old man, but is still sort of in his position by the fire. You see his eyes sort of flicking between the two of you. Just don't hurt my daughter, alright? Let her be.
Are you planning on trying anything?
She didn't lay a hand on you. I'm not planning on trying anything. Look, I've seen what you can do. And if you're half as deadly as your friend there, then I'm not going to try anything.
As long as she doesn't try anything, we won't harm her.
Who's in the other houses?
Just other villagers.
Will they attack us like you did?
Only if you attack. I mean, if you invade their homes, they will attack you. Look, leave them be.
No, if you mean invade. We were invited in the house.
Look, just... If you raise a hand against people of Willow Creek, there will be vengeance, okay? What you do here will not be forgotten. Though we are willing to shed our blood for the greater cause, for the greater good. When the land wakes, you will be the ones that pay.
What's this greater good?
The land itself will protect us.
What's the greater good you're talking about?
The good of our land. The good. We must wake the land itself. Only by doing so can we protect ourselves from the invasion. Only by stirring up the ancient powers can we be safe. We must spill blood, we must spread... By seeding chaos in the land will wake and the land will rise once more to power and it will protect us. That's what she said, that's what we were told. The land itself will protect Tilafen.
Who's the she you're talking about?
Lady Daldarin.
Have we heard her name before?
No. She knows the truth. She will lead us in the glorious rise of the land.
Who's this Lady Daldarin, and where can we go to talk to her?
She is in the capital. She is bringing our revolution to fruit. No one will stand in her way. The circle will rise and Tilafen will be awoken.
So your goal is to sow chaos all over the land for it to wake up?
Yes. Yes, you got it. You understand. You see.
And you do that by putting people to sleep?
No. By sacrificing people and raising chaos.
Sacrifice as in ritualistic or something else?
Yes.
All right.
See, you understand. You see what we're doing here. You understand what this is about. And if you kill me here, I am willing to die. My blood will water the land.
Aye, we must protect the land.
Mm-hmm.
We agree on that one. Is it just the 3 houses of you? Or do you have more?
There are more. We are but one small fraction of the circle.
Well, is there anywhere they have maybe some empty houses where we could join?
Well, not to, you could build a house here in Willowbrook if you're willing to join. The circle welcomes people. We welcome you to our ranks.
The circle of what?
Protection.
It's an interesting name.
For we are made to protect the people. See?
And you protect them by sacrificing them.
Exactly!
To what?
To the great lords of chaos. So they may wake and the land may stir and... See? Yes. The druids in the forest said they could wake one of them. And out west, Miss Deldara, she said that they have stirred many of the great lords, that Frazerblau, that, that they will wake, they will stir, and then the land will rise, and we will be strong again.
Well, first of all, you're up here. I need you to come down here so that we can follow you, and you need to breathe when you speak.
I think you should maybe have a drink.
Not the tea. It's too. Look, I thought we were on the same page here. You're understanding what we're about here. Our deaths, the deaths of those that we sacrifice, are nothing in the grand scheme of things.
We need to talk amongst ourselves. So you better drink this, or you won't like the consequences.
Just promise you won't hurt my daughter.
If you drink the tea, we won't hurt her. Why can't everyone be this easy to deal with?
I am not even that good of a liar, but worked out that time.
Meanwhile, Ira and Adair hurrying through the forest. You can see the lights of the village, and you can smell barbecue on the wind.
Does it smell better or worse than the stuff that he was cooking up?
Worse. There's a sort of, yeah.
I was going to say, with my heightened sense of smell.
Smells like, I mean, make your perception check.
Does it smell familiar?
That is a 15.
It smells quite a bit like burning people.
And I will take that to mean that's where Aldis is. Have I smelled this smell of burning flesh before? Does it smell a little... Eldritch?
No, I mean, I don't think she's burnt people with
Well, she did
this
singe.
particular
There was
spell before.
singeing around the hole in the chest, I assume.
Oh yeah, yes. You can't really recognize if
It's the same green sparkly stuff.
it smells sparkly.
Smells green and sparkly. Okay. I will take that to guide me to the house then.
All right, so you arrive at the house just as this old man. Painting the scene as you come to the door. You can see there is a woman sort of asleep and tied up in a chair, sort of slumped to one side. There are the smouldering remains of another woman on the floor of the kitchen area. And you see this old man just glugging back this cup of tea whilst Chrysara and Torvald stand over him.
And we just see a large cat walking.
Yes, and you just see a panther in the doorway.
Chrysara?
I've got it. I'll grab my maul and turn around.
The panther will just turn, kind of cock its head with this, "What the hell do you think you're doing?" look at Chrysara.
Oh, okay, never mind. False alarm. Adair, you've come just in time. We're gonna join a circle of chaos.
Are you sure that's Adair?
That look that he just gave me, I've seen that multiple times.
Nod your head if you're Adair.
I'll shake my head. Walk over
Stand
to
on your hind legs.
Walk over to the body on the charred body on the floor and sniff at it.
I thought you were gonna pee on it.
Then I'm going to look at the tied up young lady on the floor, and then I'm going to look at the old man passed out. I'm going to shake my head and walk back out the door.
No, we're not really joining a circle of chaos. We were attacked. This is just... He probably thinks we're insane.
I will stop and I will shift back into human form.
So, we came in here and we drank some tea, and in hindsight, it's not a great idea, but we did it anyway, and, well, Chrysara and I fell asleep, and then, well, Aldis did her thing, and that's why that's over there, and we found out they're in some sort of cult that sacrifices people to seed chaos in the land or some such, and I somehow convinced them that we wanted to join them and to drink the Kool-Aid, tea, and I did it, so we're...
Well, I left Ira back on the boat with this woman from the Fae, but I'm sure she'll be okay. Ira will not talk her to death while we're gone.
Did this Fae say who or where they came from? Who they were? Who sent them?
Where's Aldis?
Oh, she's looting the place.
Oh, well, she's getting something out of it this time. That's good. We need to...
I need some help! This is heavy!
I'll go check on her.
Adair.
We need...
Torvald will head towards him.
I don't really want to say this without Torvald and Aldis present, Chrysara, because I know how you will react.
That's all you have to say. I know who it is. We need to hurry up. We need to go.
Okay, so Torvald, you go down to help Aldis in the basement. Let's just check on Ira and the King's Messenger back on the boat. As you're standing in this cold fog of mist, sort of as a sea around the boat.
So then at that point, I went up towards them, and we were trying to be stealthy, I think, but I got close, and then I was on the ground, and this guy had a giant sword above me, and he was like, I'll attack you, and then I think I blacked out, but we were like, it was really cold, and we had found ships, and there were other people. Anytime you want to stop me, just go for it.
the message is just looking at you, and you see her open her mouth occasionally, and then shut it again. She doesn't manage to get a word in edgeways. But other than that, just make me a perception check as this is going on.
Sure. Great. That's a 16.
You do think, out of the corner of your eye, that something is moving in the trees. It's hard to make out between this mist that's surrounding your boat, but you catch the brief glimpse of something up in the trees, something wings that flutter and flap from one tree and back out of sight into the night.
So then I wake up, and I think there's this guy, and he gives me a stone, and it's very weird, but he's got all this cool stuff, and I'm interested in it, and I think there might be something over there, actually. Hold on.
Would you like me to wait here?
Can you see what it is? What do you see with your fey eyes?
This is probably bad. I don't want you to overreact, but I think there might be a demon in that tree.
That's intriguing. What does that mean for us?
A creature of pure chaos and destruction is in that tree.
Great.
I will be leaving now.
Oh, please don't. We haven't had Kursara return, and also I will be rather lonely and possibly dead again.
I can come back in an hour or so and see if Kursara is here. Your
Great.
life or unlife does not deeply concern me.
All right. I just told you so much about my life and you don't even care. Okay. Well, I don't want you in my company anyway, if that's how you're going to act.
Keeping a straight face.
If you're going to leave me to my death, then I don't want to play with you anymore.
After all of the dancing.
Did she say there was a demon in there? I got a demon slaying knife. +5 against demons.
And the face sort of takes a few steps back into the mist. Seems to sort of fade from sight. And Ira, it's you and Sindri on a boat in the dark forest. And
Okay.
you can hear there's something out there. It's not close, but you definitely heard something moving out there.
Okay, Ira's gonna grab a blanket. She's gonna grab multiple blankets. She's gonna go sit in the chair and she's gonna cover herself and just
Make me a stealth check.
Oh, I will.
She just goes in the corner and does this.
She is specifically in the chair, prepared to exit, but isn't like controlling the ship at the moment. Yes. Okay. Oh wait, I have disadvantage on stealth. Ah! Okay, cool. That's a 3 because I'm in plate.
So, as you're making your way, sort of gathering your flanks to this chair, you can hear the clink of your armor. And as you get to the chair and you sit down, you see this shape come flapping down out of the trees. It's almost bird-like black form settles down on the deck and locks eyes with you. And we will come back to Ira in just a moment.
Oh no.
Meanwhile, back at the cottage. Torvald, you'd gone down to help Aldis, so you find Aldis down in the basement.
Yeah, imagine she's trying to like lug the thing around. Like a
I'm
big
able
chest.
to drag it to the stairs, but not able to lift it up on each step.
Torvald just takes his bag and just like scoops all the contents up.
Oh, that's so much easier.
You scoop up sort of clothing and swords and armor
I
and
want
stuff.
some of that gold.
I mean, sure. If you need to buy anything, just let me know.
Okay. Let's go check upstairs real quick. I want to know what that ring is that they were mentioning.
Well, all right. So we got everything there, so we just head up, I guess.
Yeah, you head up. You head up and you find Kursara and Adair both pretty much as you, well, possibly where you left them, depending on if they've run off and done anything stupid in the meantime.
I'm going to actually dash up the stairs, and I note that Adair is there, and that's when I actually kick more speed up, and I go upstairs real fast. I'm going to check all the drawers and things real quick.
Alright, make me a quick investigation check.
As she runs by, Adair's checking on the young woman that's tied up to make sure she's still breathing and okay. And hurry up,
She's still
Aldis.
breathing. She's probably got a higher dose of the sleeping tea than would be recommended after Torvald poured it down her throat, but she is still alive.
I rolled an 18.
So rummaging around through the drawers, you do find, I think it was about 10 gold pieces tucked away at the back of a drawer, and a silver ring.
Okay, do I see any, like, scraps of cloth or whatever?
As in...
handkerchief or anything?
Yeah,
I don't want to grab the ring by itself.
Yeah, there's handkerchiefs, there's all sorts of... I mean, it's tucked in the back of, like, the laundry drawer, like... So, there's socks in there.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm just gonna take, like, a handkerchief and grab the ring with it, tuck it up, and stick it in my pocket.
Okay. You have it obtained. One ring.
While we're waiting, Adair's gonna see if Krasara can fill him in on everything that happened in this house while they're gone.
We came in. They seemed fairly nice. There was no reason for us to think ill of them, and offered us tea, and I don't know if it was a smart thing to drink it or not, but we did, and apparently it was poisoned. We passed out. I assume that lump of char must have tried to attack Aldis. I don't think she would have set fire to her for no reason.
I'm trying to make a joke about the leaf blower, but you know.
I'm going to kill him. He knows. He knows what time it is.
Somewhere, like in the next door house, whilst you're having a serious conversation, someone's just busy blowing leaves off their porch. Like, it seemed a good time to get that job done. They've been meaning to do it for a while.
It's the demon.
Demon with a leaf blower.
Yeah.
I really don't want to leave Ira too long with that fey creature. Can we hurry up, please?
Yes, we need to go.
All right. I guess we'll leave him here for now and
Aldis,
deal with the death cult later.
Comes down the stairs quickly. We're done. Let's go.
Okay, so are you leaving?
As we leave, having Torvald mention this death cult and them talk about all this, I am going to carve a druidic symbol of warning onto the front of the house.
Good idea. Is there a specific one for these people are in a death cult, or is it just a generic warning symbol?
Warning, death cult, feel free to kill.
That'll probably be us soon.
No valuables inside.
Already looted. Vikings were here.
Okay. Meanwhile, so Ira. Why do I keep getting those two names mixed up? They're not even the A ones. Meanwhile, Ira, as you settle down in the chair, you feel as this strange bird-like creature lands down on the deck of the boat. It's large. It's got these great black wings. It's almost vulture-like head, and it locks eyes with you. And Ira, let's see what's going to happen first. I'd like you just to give me a quick initiative roll here.
I got a 6. Haha.
Okay. 6 isn't great, I'm going to be honest here. So, this creature locks eyes with you and then lets out this horrific screeching noise. And I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw, please. And I need the rest of you to make me a perception check, please. 3.
12.
I rolled a 3, which is an 11 perception.
I don't have anything.
15.
10.
You all hear off to the sort of further upriver where you left the boat, this screeching noise. It's not loud enough that you are affected, but you hear this loud, unnatural screeching cry from upriver as you.
Well, that didn't sound good. We should probably pick up the pace here.
I got 24.
Was that 24, Ira?
Yes.
Okay, I thought you said 3. So yeah, that's good. Yeah, you're not dead. No, it's not dead. But if you're on your own, it would have probably done very badly. Yeah, so you managed to resist being stunned by this hideous screech, and it's your with a blanket. Yeah, see, you've got a blanket of protection. And it is your turn, Ira, as this creature is staring at you.
Ira does not want to do anything. Ira wants to stay as still as humanly possible and pretend to be dead.
I mean,
that would be
you've seen that it's seen you.
Oh. I don't know what to do. Okay, oh no.
You can make me a deception check to play dead if you would like. But
oh yes. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll pretend that the stun actually did stun me, and I'll kind of just slump even further into the blankets.
Okay, make me a deception check, please.
Okay. Yes! I got a 19.
It stares at you for a moment, and then you see it cock its head and flap its wings, and it takes flight downriver.
Oh. If anyone is good at playing dead, it's me. Okay, good.
Yes, you've had practice.
The 4 of you are hurrying up the edge of this stream in the dark. You've heard the screech sound, and then as you're making your way up, you hear the flapping of wings coming towards you. And at this point, I'm going to ask for an initiative roll from everyone else involved in this. And I'm also going to warn you that I do not have a map for this river because I didn't. So this is going to be theatre of the mind, so pay attention to the descriptions.
Seven for initiative for Torvald.
Okay.
A 0, really?
Yep.
Oh wow. My god.
Impressive.
I got an 8. Sarah, come on.
9. 7, 8, 9.
0.
6, 7, 8, 9. We get it straight. Okay.
So, as you're making your way up, who's in the lead and who's at the back? As you're making your way up this stream.
I mean, Torvald would try to be to the front, but he's kind of slow, so I don't know. He's slower than the rest of them.
I'm up there, so if Torvald's in front, I'm right behind him. If he's not, then I'm in
You
front.
can easily overtake Torvald if you want, because he is slower.
I would say Kurosara would be running faster.
Yeah.
She's trying to get to the Fae people.
Yeah.
And I would probably be trying to catch up or keep up with Kurosara. After hearing that screech, definitely.
And Adair?
Not knowing what's going on, apparently I'm in the rear.
Well, you can overtake Torvald if you want. Like,
I don't think. I honestly don't think I can.
No, you can. Torvald is slower than the rest of you.
Yeah, my speed's 25.
All right, then I'll be in front of Torvald.
I think Kurosara's is 40 too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Torvald, you're trailing behind a bit. Your short legs. Kurosara, up front, you see out of the darkness this black winged creature swoops towards you, and in the day of talons and things, it lashes out at you with its talons, And that is a 17 to hit as it swoops down out of the darkness towards you.
My AC is 17, so.
Alright, so that will hit you. Oh. That is 15 points of piercing damage. No, slashing damage this time.
Oh, there you go.
Different kind of talons. See, there's this inconsistency in talons here.
And she's not raging, so.
Do I still have any? Do I have any temporary hit points from my thing? I didn't put any of that.
I don't know if it gives them to you. That I'll let you.
I think it does. It doesn't say excluding you, does it?
No, it does not. It says.
So you'd have 3 unless you got hit.
And whilst you work that out, it jabs forwards with its beak. Also at Krasara, because she's up front and.
How much damage did I take, Pearson?
15.
15. Ooh.
And it misses and it jabs forwards with its beak. And it is your turn, Krasara, now. This thing is right up in your face. It's this hideous bird-like creature. Sort of it's bird-like, but it's got arms and it's got legs and it's got claws and it's got these glowing red eyes and this odd sulphurous odor rolling off it.
Ooh, all right. So I'm going to rage, and I'm
Seems
going to.
appropriate.
Yeah, I'm going to grab my maul and I'm swinging that around over my head, and I'm going to attempt to hit it.
So we all get 3 temporary hit points.
Yes, you do. All of us. Okay, that is an 18.
That will hit.
Yes. Okay, so now.
I like the blanket.
15, so 15 damage.
15 damage. Okay. Alright. So, Aldis. Is that everything for Sarah you'd like to do?
No, I get another attack, actually.
Oh, yes, you do.
No, that's not all I want to do.
This is...
That is a 19, and then add
that will hit.
Technically 21, but okay. 6, 9, and that's 9 damage as I come back up the other way and knock it to the side.
It says.
Ah, well, you can eat my mole.
Alright, if that's everything, Aldis, you see this creature come swooping down out of the darkness and sort of clawing and flapping wings as it fights against Krasara. What would you like to do, Aldis?
If it's within 20 feet of me, I'm going to cast Fairy Fire.
It is definitely within 20 feet of you.
Alright, I'm going to cast Fairy Fire. Each object in a 20-foot cube within range is outlined in blue. Sorry, it's within 60 feet, but it's a 20-foot cube of the thing. So I'm targeting on the...
it would hit Krasara and the beast.
Yes. Any creature in the area with the spell is cast, outlined light. If it fails, dexterity saving throw.
Okay. That is a... That's dex. That is a 14 on its behalf. Krasara, what's your dexterity saving throw?
Okay. If it's an effect that I can see, then I have advantage.
The dex is 15, so you have to at least... Yeah.
So this creature, this dark form, is now outlined in what colour did you say?
Signature color green.
Green. It's now outlined in this sparkly green.
18.
But Krasara is not.
Nice. Dodge the sparkles.
It is surrounded in sparkles. Is that everything, Aldis?
Any attack roll against an affected creature or object has an advantage if the attacker can see it.
Yes. So you can clearly see it. It's sparkly, sparkly.
Yes, and I'm gonna stay outside of striking, melee range. So I'm pretty much gonna stop where I'm at and prepare for my next turn.
Okay, Torvald. Oh, the hideous bird creature that's surrounded in sparkles. What would you like to do?
How rough does it look after getting mauled?
Doesn't look particularly bothered.
Okay. In that case, as Torvald's running, he's gonna reach down to his side and he's gonna pull the spirit out of his weapon. He's gonna grab it with one hand and he's gonna toss it, and as it's in the air, he's gonna shoot like a bolt of lightning that hits it and just starts it spinning really fast as it goes towards him. No. Make the attack at advantage.
Yes.
All right, that's going to be a 23.
23. Where was I rolling? Like,
You
sorry.
can't be rolling anything, I don't think.
So I've become conditioned to accepting wisdom saving throws at this point.
It's got variable AC.
No, I was just I hit Torvald and I expect wisdom saving throw, so I was just.
So as the axe
that will
spins,
hit.
it's going to do 10 force damage as it impacts there.
Do I need to make a wisdom saving throw?
Yes, and as it impacts, a bolt of lightning comes down and hits it.
So see, I was just rolling preemptively, and that's a 13. We're climbing.
13 fails. Great.
It's higher than 10.
It is 19 necrotic damage.
Ooh. Okay.
Does it seem as effective as usual?
It's yes.
Okay.
Yes, it does. And Ira, back on the boat, you hear from sort of just down the stream, you hear the sounds of a fight. You hear the familiar sound of Torvald pulling the dead on people with this thunderous sound coming from down the river.
She'll just go, oh no, and then hop out of the blankets and then run to catch up with them. She'll do I don't know how far you're estimating, but I assume I'll dash to them.
I say if you dash, you can get to them, but obviously you won't be able to take an action this round.
Yeah, so I'll just dash.
You dash towards you see this fight going on.
You see me burst out, like ready, like.
As you approach, you see a sparkly green outline.
Yes,
that's different.
It glows now. Adair, what would you like to do?
All right, Adair is going to spit into his hand, pull out, and make a giant ice knife that he is going to throw at the creature.
Okay.
And that is going to be
That's
a 24 to hit.
That will hit.
That is going to that is going to do 2 piercing damage, but then it is going to explode. And that is going to be 15 cold damage on top of that.
Okay. All right. Some quick maths. So this explosion of ice, this creature is still up in the front with Krasara, so it's... So Krasara's up front fighting it, Aldis is backed off. How far have you backed off from this creature, Aldis?
I would say I'm about 30 feet from it.
Okay. And Torvald, are you keeping distance as well?
Yeah, Torvald would... I mean, I was kind of behind anyway, so I would say he'd be towards the back more.
They're there. Distance or up and personal?
I was just right in front of Torvald, so however far back he is, I'd be right in front of him. How far away was Krasara from it? Because I didn't ask that earlier. If she was...
She's right up with... It is right up on Krasara at the moment.
I know I forgot for the cold damage. I forgot to ask you to make a dex saving throw, and actually Krasara needs to also.
All right. I also have resistance to cold.
You should have advantage too, right? Because it's you can see the knife coming.
I can see it.
And that is an 11 on behalf of the creature.
It failed, so it does take the damage.
Good, I don't need to redo the maths.
Yeah. Sorry about that. My mistake. I should have.
No, that's alright.
With advantage, I get a 16.
And you're fine too. You succeed.
Okay, so this creature up front with Krasara, you see it sort of shakes its wings, and you watch as these small sort of almost like cloud of spores are shaken free of its wings in the air around it. Krasara, I need a Constitution saving throw from you, please.
Constitution.
Luckily that is
2. That is a 22.
whatever is going on.
Demon
fine.
dandruff.
I mean, it smells kind of nasty, but yeah, it doesn't seem to bother you at all. And it's your turn, Krasara.
I don't know what that nasty thing was, but I'm going to, while still in my rage, I'm going to attack. Where is it again?
Right up in your face.
Don't forget advantage.
I'm going.
You got advantage to hit it. It's glowing. It's in your face.
It's going down. Luckily, I have 2 attacks because both of those were a 1.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
1 in 400.
The dandruff. The dandruff was off-putting.
It got in my eye. Ugh.
You got the 1 in 400 advantage nat 1, and Adair got the 1 in 400
Disadvantage.
disadvantage.
Double
Nat
20s, yeah.
20. Jeez.
That's okay. Totally makes up for it because that's a nat 20.
Woo!
Alright.
And what are the
Roll
odds
some
on
damage.
that, Torvald?
A nat 20, 5%. On advantage, 10%.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
12, 13, 14. That is 15 damage with my rage.
And you get a bonus attack because you crit it.
And let's do it again. That's a 14.
That's still with advantage.
Yeah. It's
Still
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 fair.
with advantage. 14.
Or an 18, whichever.
18's
one
better.
hits.
18 will hit. Yeah, 14 won't. 18 will. 18's definitely better.
And let's do some more damage. 8, 9, 10, 11. It's 11 damage with my rage.
Okay.
As I try to crack its skull open for putting nasty spores in my face.
You're making sport of it.
I'm making
It's-
sport of it.
You can definitely see it's definitely looking pretty damaged now. Aldis, it's your turn. This thing flapping and shedding dandruff around Krasara. What would you like to do?
Right. So what I'm going to do is, it's dark, it's sparkling. Let's shine a little bit of light on it. I'm gonna gesture at it and say, "By Lord Grim, go away." And I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame,
Okay. Alright.
and that's with advantage. 11 plus. Oh wait, no, that's a Dex save, not an attack roll.
A dex save, that is a... Wait, no. A 15.
Dex 15.
Yes, dex save 15.
Okay, so which one wins? Because he needed to beat a 15.
Then he beat a 15 if you roll a 15.
Okay, so that is 1d8. You can tell I don't use this spell very much.
That's fine.
That's
Good to
4 radiant damage.
Is that halved because it made the save, or?
It's that's already half because
Yeah.
it's a 1d8 as the spells as my level increases, it
It's all right.
increases by 1d8.
It doesn't look best pleased with you. As this radiant light hits it. Is that everything, Aldis?
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna move.
All right, Torvald, over to you.
All right. First things first. Actually, I'll just do it all at the same time. So, the axe is going to do a quick circle around, and it's going to attack with the hammer side, trying to hit him in the head. And at the same time, a lightning bolt's going to come down and strike it as a Toll the Dead and swing an attack at it here. Lots of dice. All right, so that's going to be a 19 to hit.
That hits, but I got a 22 on the wisdom saving throw.
Oh, necrotic damage. But you did take 10 force damage.
Fine. I just finally made a wisdom saving throw. I was. It's like the first one. I think that's the first saving throw I've made on behalf of an NPC or monster for the entire session.
Yeah, I mean, you need to get a 16, so that's not like the easiest thing to do.
Yeah. Is that everything, Torvald?
Yeah. Just gonna try to blow them up a little bit.
Ira, over to you. You can see this thing battling out with Krasara as the others are sort of hurling spells in at it. What would you like to do?
I was still kind of scared, but let's see. She will go ahead and head closer to it. And she'll just strike at it. So yeah, there's a bunch of spells and stuff going on, and she'll just kind of like duck through and be like, ah! Just hit at it with her longsword. Let's see. That is a 19 to hit.
That will hit.
Lovely. Let's smite that boy.
And just for reference, and I think this matters when you're throwing smites at it. This is a demon.
Great.
So I think you get potentially some additional dice in there, don't you?
Undeads are fiends.
It is a fiend.
Fiend is a demon.
Yes, exactly. Okay, great. Well then, I was already planning on it anyways, but now just especially, that's gonna be a 2nd level spell slot. So I get attack, that's one spell slot. Yep. 1d8. Great. Okay. So you basically get 5d8 against you. Cool. Let me do math.
So Iris goes from charging out of the darkness.
Just ah! Okay. Okay, because I rolled incredibly poorly. Cool. 14. So
14?
Yeah, it was very wimpy.
It is radiant though, right? Oh, that's wrong.
Okay.
So, 2 of that. Well, 4 of that was slashing, and then the other 8 was radiant.
You see it turn, lock eyes with Ira, and you see all its rage and anger is focused on her now. But before it gets a chance to do anything, it is Adair's turn.
And Adair is going to once more spit in his hand. Hopefully he doesn't run out of water. We're going to be in trouble. And makes another knife. And this is still with advantage.
Yes, it's still sparkly.
Okay,
no one's knocked off Aldis's concentration yet.
Awesome. That's going to be a 24 again.
That will hit again.
And that is going to be 5 piercing damage, followed by an explosion. And I need a dex saving throw, target 15.
From Krasara and Ira as well, I believe.
Whoever's within 5 feet of the creature.
They are.
Okay, 13.
Both me and Krasara would get a +2 on the saving throw.
15.
So 15's good.
A dex save?
Yep.
Yeah.
Great. I got a 15, 16, 17.
Okay, so both of you are okay. How did our demon?
I got a 4.
Then
Nice.
that's perfect. That is absolutely perfect.
No,
and,
hang on. No. A 9. That's better, right. That's fine.
That still fails, so I'm happy with it.
There's
And
a +5 and you still fail.
That is going to be a 16 cold damage this time.
Nice.
Okay, so as Ira comes sort of charging out of darkness to smite it, and Adair throws his spit knife at it.
Frozen spit knife.
There's an explosion of shards of ice, and then this shadowy, hideous bird demon thing starts to melt away. In which its form just, the feathers slothing off out of it as it just starts melting and bubbling away in this sulphurous
And
pool.
you can particularly see it because it's still outlined in green.
This sparkly, bubbling pool of
That will teach you for
sulphurous
not
goop.
being copper colored and shiny like demons are supposed to be.
Oh, jeez. This is D&D, champ. It's Dungeons and Dragons.
I'm sorry, they were talking about it on the chat. I had to do it.
Yeah,
I'm glad it's not copper.
as the demon melts away, you're left in the forest, illuminated by the sparkling powder of sulphurous gloop. It's the sounds of the forest around you.
I pick up my maul and run to the ship.
I agree. Let's go. I can't fly tonight.
I use my dash if I have to.
You charge back up to the ship, and you can see there's the last sort of wisps of mist fading away.
No! Wait! I'll yell at it. Wait! How did I miss this again?
A voice echoes around the night. Are the rest of you also returning to the boat?
Torvald just sees her run away, and he's just like... just like bewildered that she just like booked it. Well, that was good timing, Ira.
I was on the boat and I was talking to the Fae, and then the Fae left because they said they saw a demon, and I didn't really want to deal with the demon by myself, so I hid under a blanket, and then I pretended to be dead, and then it started attacking you guys, and I felt bad, so here I am. Hello.
Well, it was smart to play possum.
Of course.
I'd have thought that was one of Adair's tricks, but...
Well, I've been spending some time with Adair, and I think I'm learning quite a bit from him.
Well, that's good.
I think we're rubbing off on each other, Ira.
Back at the boat! As Chrysara is yelling out into the night. Watch as the mist starts to grow a little thicker around the boat.
Thank God.
As the mist grows thicker, a figure steps out from between the trees. Has the demon gone?
Yes.
We
Welcome
did
back.
it.
Chrysara,
Yes.
you are not there. But you are
What?
here now.
Yes. Yeah.
The King in the Mist cordially invites you to a meeting. Your friends may attend if they wish. There is no guarantee of return time.
I accept. I will wait till they catch up to me, and I'll see if they wish to come as well.
I will wait.
Awesome. Where's everybody at?
I followed you. I didn't dash, but I followed you right after you took off.
Yeah, so I'll leave it up to you guys as to how long it takes you to get back to the boat and sort of what order you return in. That is entirely in your hands.
Torvald's gonna try to see if you can find a container to like scoop up some of the goop.
Yeah,
It's no
you're
longer glowing green.
you're able to scoop up some demon gloop if you would like some.
Yeah, like I'll use like my like bottle or something from my brewer's kit. I imagine I'd have like bottles or something. I don't know.
Oh, just don't get them mixed up next time you go to make ale.
I make it better.
I think it's pretty obvious which
ale.
one's the demon goop.
It might improve it.
Is
Who knows?
it?
Yeah.
It might make it better.
So I'll just try to get as much as I can. I'll put it in the bag of holding.
Adair.
Yes, Ira.
What Torvald's doing right now is disgusting me. Do you agree?
Torvald does a lot of things that disgust me, but
You know I'm right here.
Oh,
I can
yes.
hear what you're saying.
Hurry up, guys! I don't want to linger here.
your food's getting cold, Torvald. I made nice steaks for everyone.
They're really nice.
Well, I'm sure this is worth something. And we'll probably need all the resources we can get in our journey, so...
Okay. Well, Howard, how do you plan on selling it to people? Just going to them and saying, "Here's some goop."
Excuse me, would you like some demon juice?
That's what we did with the dragon, and it worked out pretty well for us, so...
Yes, but I think that's more. You know, I am not one to judge.
I'm sure an alchemist could find some use for it.
Sure. Well, we need to find an alchemist, and I think Kursara is about to go run off with a fae, so we should probably join her because they want her to go see the king, and we're supposed to come along.
Well, let's get going then.
I have to ask DM, how does this stuff smell?
Sulphurous and horrible.
Just curious.
You can't smell it from the bag, right? So at least there's that.
No, it's in the bag. You just have to hope it doesn't leak over everything else in the bag. That would be really... Or spawn demons in the bag.
Be fun.
But yes, you catch up to the boat. You can see the fae still standing, sort of at the edge of the boat, sort of in the on the land, just outside the boat, just stood there silently, watching and waiting.
Zara's pacing, like, where are they at? Why are they taking so long? I promised Torvald.
As we're walking, Adair is going to offer his arm to Ira, as an escort to walk her back to the boat.
Thank you. The demon, when I was by myself, terrifying. Hid under some blankets. It was very nice.
I can imagine that was scary, and I'm glad you were able to say... How did you get it to go away and leave you alone?
I played dead.
And he's just gonna kind of... Okay. I have no response for that.
It let out like a big scream, and I think I think it was trying to knock me out, but I resisted it, but then I realized, like, oh, well, maybe if I pretend to be knocked out, it'll leave me alone. So I did, and I just hid under the blankets like this. And she'll use her billowing cloak as like a...
Billowing blankets.
That's very genius. Don't you think that was very wise of her, Torvald? And just keep walking.
Where were you? I already complimented her on it.
What's going on here?
I appreciate the compliments from both of you.
Are you ready?
I have been packing things up and stowing them away.
Are you accompanying me? You have a choice. Aldis is going. Who else?
Well, we're not gonna let you go alone, especially after everything we've been through.
Awesome. Great friends and family. Torvald's down. Adair, Ira. The last one's out.
Are we going to leave our ship near people that
We're
don't
taking
know?
it with us this time.
We're taking the ship with us.
Into the Fae? Can we do that? And she'll look at the Fae. Can we take our ship? So it doesn't get
I don't
stolen?
know. It may be possible. Whether you can get it back out again would be another question.
Wait, are we going to be guaranteed that we can leave? Last time it was not guaranteed. We were lucky. This time, will we be guaranteed to be able to leave?
You are here under express invitation of the king for a meeting. After the meeting, you will have the opportunity to leave.
Okay, I'm definitely, yeah.
Does that answer your questions?
Yes. Let's go.
Good.
Let's go. Let's go.
And the Fae turns and starts walking off between the trees. And as they do so, the mist around them is getting thicker and thicker. And you can hear music.
I immediately follow.
Are you flying the boat?
Am I? Last time I turned it to a chair.
Are you trying to fly the boat in there, or did you decide to bring the boat in the end or not?
I've already left. That's whatever they do.
Okay, if we're leaving the boat here, we need to figure out who's staying with the boat.
And you have your Fae things. Watch our boat for us.
Stayed with the boat last time, and I almost got eaten by a demon, so not it.
I'll call after the Fae thing. The Fae person. Can you place guards around the ship so that nothing steals it?
We will watch your boat. It's preferable to you flying your boat into our ballroom.
Got it covered. Let's go.
Right, so leaving the boat, you walk forwards. You watch as the forest scene starts to give way into a familiar ballroom.
Sindri with me this time.
Into a familiar ballroom. You can hear the music sort of sweeping up around you as you find yourself in this white columned room. The far edges of it sort of fading away into mist and hard to focus on. But you can see these white clad figures dancing around you. And I need a wisdom saving throw from people. Crasara, you may make yours at advantage. You are in.
Before we leave the boat, Adair is going to pick up 5 of the stakes and put them in his bag to carry with him.
18.
18?
Is everyone making one?
4 for Aldis. 7 for Torvald.
I mean, I rolled a 4, but I have
even worse.
I have a plus 8, so it's actually a 12.
Okay. Basically, who rolled less than 10? Okay, Ira, Adair, and Aldis are swept up into the dance. Like, you can't resist it. The dance just carries you off your feet.
I'm literally carrying Sindri.
You're carrying a cat, and yes, you are still part of the dance.
As Ira starts dancing, Torvald will just join in voluntarily.
Yeah, Crasara and Torvald, you have the option to join in if you want to, but...
I do not.
So Torvald joins the dance with Ira, and Crasara, as the only undancing person, you see ahead of you this white dais with a throne, and seated on it, a familiar figure of the King in the Mists. Ah, you asked for an audience.
I did, Your Majesty.
Well, go on then. Why?
I approach. I need your help. I also wanted to thank you for offering your help in the past. You asked for nothing in return. Unfortunately, one of my friends, I sort of glance at Torvald dancing, rejected the help without realizing what he was doing. I also have a gift for you. It's very powerful, as my way of thanks and as a way of asking for your help.
Gift?
Yes.
What manner of gift is this?
It has control over the mind.
Control over the mind. Well, We have some powers in that area already. And he sweeps out his hand to indicate the dancers. Can I ask for a quick performance check from everyone dancing out of interest?
Torvald is going to glance at Kristara, hearing her say that, and like give her the stinkiest stinky eye, like possible. Like, don't even think about it.
I have a gift for my king.
Well, we do always appreciate gifts, though I cannot promise anything in return for this gift.
It is also a thanks for the meeting and your help in the past, and watching over my sister.
Well, you are turned out to be quite interesting people to watch.
4.
As
I rolled a
Aldis
4.
dances at a performance level 5.
Oh god!
Struggling with Sindri. Sindri is probably trying to break out of her grasp, but it's not working for something.
Any of you good at dancing?
I choose to fail.
I got an 18.
Of course, I knocked it out of the park.
Of course.
Torvald's like stepping on your toes, but you're dodging your feet out of the way. It just didn't.
I see you brought the wind dancer.
I did. They mentioned you would enjoy that, so I
Yes,
asked
yes,
them to
she's
come.
she's one of my favourites to watch dance. The dwarf was better last time.
Sindri, stop! We're dancing! Don't hurt me!
He might be a little... She's stuck dancing with a cat, and he might be a little upset with me. But...
So, yes, I would gladly accept your gift. But as I said, I can't promise anything in direct return for your gift, but I believe you and I are, we could almost call friends. At least we are not enemies.
Absolutely not, Your Majesty.
Though I find it curious that the Queen in the Mirrors was the one to ask for this meeting. You have had dealings with her?
Not my
I
favorite.
raised my hand over there, struggling to keep Sindri with one hand. She, I work with her.
He snaps his fingers, and then, Aldis, you feel yourself released from the dance. Let's put that out of his misery. Come forward. Yes, you are. You're one of hers. It was a nice peaceful few years before she had one of her little pawns running around.
Aldis is my friend, if you please, Your Majesty.
I wouldn't get too attached to her.
That's very concerning.
Does she still have her last favourite frozen in crystal?
There were quite a few.
Yes, she tends to react that way. Just... sorry, what was I saying? Yes, you came to give me a gift. What else were you asking for, Kasara? Because I feel there's a request in here somewhere.
I apologize, but I know that you have the power to help should you choose, because you are incredibly powerful. I have adopted Olwen as my daughter. Unfortunately, am I allowed to cuss out the Winter King if I do it in Primordial?
He is no friend of mine.
Okay, that little fuck stole my daughter and I want her back. If you please, sir.
Well, you cannot go to war against the King of Winter.
Of course not.
Not at this time of year, especially.
Can you at least find some way to send Olwen privately a message to let her know that I am coming for her?
Yes, I think I could achieve that much.
I would greatly appreciate it. Would it be too much to ask to have something so that I could contact you without having to go through the Queen in the Mirrors?
Oh, yes. I would rather she did not know who I was talking to or not talking to.
She did try to convince me to make my request of her and not you, but I am loyal to you, so I refused.
Well, should you need to get in touch with me again, let's see. And he looks around and then he reaches down and pulls like a single hair and goes, wrap this around your finger and call for help sincerely, and one of my messages will reach you.
Thank you.
I will endeavour to replace it, but it's one use, so please do not bother me with trivial requests.
Of course.
Save it for when it's needed.
Of course. And I'll put it in my pocket so it'll be safe. As for your gift, I'm sure you would like to have it. It's here somewhere.
Yes. Control over the minds of mortals is always fun.
It is quite fun. I've had the opportunity to do so once. So, I reach into my bag and I pull it out and I walk up to him and I bow and I hold it out in my hand. This, I must warn you to be careful. Very careful. It is a one-use thing. It is a potion of mind reading. However, sometimes there's a side effect. It's temporary, but it does allow you to read anyone's mind. Its effects can last anywhere from a couple of hours to a day.
See, well, your gift, the thought of your gift is much appreciated, Chrysara. Thank you. It just puts it down on sort of the table beside him, and you see him sort of give it this glance, this wary glance.
Oh, it works. I've tested them out myself.
It's like someone sort of having to place down, like, I don't know, a bomb or something that might explode at any second. It's just a wary look towards this potion. He places it, goes, thank you.
Of course. I'm grateful that you like my gift. I have had the opportunity to test them out a couple of times. It does work. I accidentally turned everyone around me invisible for a few minutes, and I had some firebolts shoot out of my fingers, so 50-50.
Are you sure you want to part with it? It sounds like you would get better use of it than I would.
AKA Tis wants to blow up your character. Side effects.
You don't want it?
Yeah, the gift is much appreciated, but I wouldn't want to take from you when I...
Can you read minds already?
I can read minds.
Oh.
Should I wish to?
Oh, well, and I'll take the potion back if he doesn't want it, put it back. I'm sitting there digging. I've got a green nightgown. Would you like this?
I would. Of course. Fine, yes. I think it's a dressing gown rather than a nightgown, isn't it?
Well, yeah, same difference. Does it fit?
I have to check out of character. I have to check out of character. Did I get my hands on it and prestidigitate it clean?
Yes.
Yeah. And she looks really eager, like...
This is rather fine, actually. Yes, I think I'll keep it.
That's great. It looks fantastic.
It's excellent. Excellent, yes.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
Well, this has been a very delightful meeting, and as I said, I will get your message to Olwen. And when the time comes to move against winter, I will offer assistance if needed.
It would be...
I have long wished someone else wore that crown.
I think it would make you look rather dashing. I'll get it for you.
Thank you.
The Queen of Mirrors did manage to get me so that she wouldn't kill us. Promised to build temples. I promised to build temples, but I didn't promise who I was going to build them for, if you catch my drift.
Yeah. Well,
if that is something you are interested in.
Godhood.
I am taking Sindri to the other side of the room and I'm sticking my fingers in my ears and humming.
I am very...
Really considered becoming a god, but... Yeah. If you do have the opportunity, I suppose no one would ever say no to a temple.
Well, I didn't think so, but I wanted to... I didn't want to just go erect buildings in your name if you didn't want them.
No, you have my permission to build as many temples to me as you like.
I'm very grateful to your help for watching over my sister. I am very grateful, and I'm very loyal.
That is good to hear. Now, you should probably make your way home before you've gone too long. And he snaps his fingers again to release Adair from the dance. Because that was painful to watch. Can I keep the Genasi?
Only if she wishes to stay, but not against her will, please.
She's a nice dancer. I'd like to keep her. He beckons towards Ira.
Absolutely not.
And you're still in the dance, Ira, but he beckons you towards him.
Yes.
Is she like compelled to?
She's compelled to dance. Moving forward, it's her choice.
She'll dance closer and just yes, do a spin.
Would you like to stay here?
Oh no, not at all.
Are you sure? You look so happy dancing.
I don't have to be here to dance. I can just do that anywhere.
Very true, but... Fine, he snaps his fingers.
But instead of Ira, since she would like to come home, I do have one more little tiny tidbit of information that you could always use.
Yes?
Two, actually. One, we may or may not have some sort of impending war coming up. Two, the Queen of Mirrors just wants this ultimate weapon of destruction thing, this glass wand, that she's told us to collect all the pieces and bring back to her, because she has a piece of it.
Yes. The wand.
Aldis is still on the other side of the room with her fingers in her ears,
Don't tell
humming
me.
to herself because
is,
she knows what's going on. She has to report it.
Aldis, earmuffs.
If I were you, I would not put such a weapon in her hands. Once completed, whoever wields that... Well, let's just say that it banished a being that was at war against the gods themselves. And a wand that can defeat the Devourers and the Outsider itself. You should be very wary about who holds such a weapon. And only place it in a hand you can truly, truly trust.
I understand.
For as each piece is added, its power will grow.
Thank you for the information.
Yes. Also, if you do find any more Genasi, I really do quite like them. If you could bring them here, I would love to keep them. And he looks over at Ira. Do you have any children?
No.
Are you planning to have any children?
I don't think so.
Well, if you do...
Torvald came back.
If you do, I would... There's always a place for them here. Like, especially firstborns.
Okay, alright. I haven't met another Genasi, and I was born to humans, so I don't really know how that whole thing works, but I'll get back to you.
That's interesting. Oh, one more question.
Indeed.
Your Majesty. Uh-oh.
Yes? Yes?
Would it be possible, if you have the time, who are his parents? Is his parents a tree? What?
And he looks at Adair.
Can I backhand her while she says it?
If you would like to, yes.
It might make the king mad.
No, I will just stand there and look chagrined.
He leans forward and goes, he smells human. I don't think he's part tree. It's hard to tell with druids, they all smell of trees.
Would it be possible for one of your assistants to find out who his parents were? Or were? He's probably going to kill me for this later.
Safe private investigator.
I promise to try to find you another gift the next time I return.
Druid, do you wish me to seek out your parents?
Will I owe you any favors for doing so?
I will take that.
She will owe me a favor.
No, thank you.
Well, in that case I shall not.
Kasara looks a little crestfallen, because she was trying to help.
Are you wearing the hat, by the way?
I am.
I lean over and go, Love Badger.
Would you like another present?
The rat drops out onto your head.
I'll dump it and I'll hold it up by its tail as it's doing this little rat thing. You can have it.
Thank you. Lovely. Now,
Get out.
So,
may I make the recommendation for future, lovely as potions and rats may be, and lovely as this dressing gown is, if you are to bring me a gift in the future, I do really prefer souls and people.
Well, there's a death cult. What do you think of that?
I have no idea what you're on about, but...
Doesn't matter how murderous or shitty the souls are, or... Well, any do.
Oh, no. If you... Sacrifices made in my name are always welcome.
Well,
Almost
there's
as welcome
a
as
whole
temples.
town that we were just at. And in
Well-
fact, the guide that you sent to collect us could probably point you there. If you can, I don't know, they will be glad to leave their little town.
I'll look into that. Thank you.
Yes, you can have the entire town. She's right. Good thinking, Aldis.
Perfect.
Aye, that was my idea.
And Torvald.
Torvald thought of it first.
Now, you should probably be leaving. I don't want to get complaints that you've missed too much time.
Just please
And
let
he's-
Aldis know.
I will do. And you watch as by the dais a doorway opens up, similar to the doorway you left through before, back when you first visited his hall.
Come on, Sindri, let's go.
Yeah.
I pick her up again, and I'll be the first one out that door.
Please stop going back to the Fae. Arch, stop chatting. Stop having chats with the Fae kings and queens. Like, one of them is going to kill you one day, Aldis.
I completely understand that now, and there's nothing I can do about that. I wasn't even the one talking to him.
Right. As you're the first one to leave, Aldis, I'd like you to roll me a d20.
I rolled a 7.
Okay.
okay. That's...
You exit back through the door, back to the banks of the stream where the Cloud Maiden sits in the river.
Is there any dust? And how thick?
It looks exactly as you left it. You're all good on that front. And I presume the others follow after?
Yes.
I'll be the last one out. Just to thank him again, and bow.
And the mist, as you return to it, the mist sort of draws away, and you're left in the dark forest. And having returned to the material plane, and definitely not promised a vast amount of things to a Fae King, I think that might be a good point to leave things for today. We'll pick up next week as I said where to go next. I think we should have a guest, all things going well. Just need to figure out some last few things on that front. So if the technical side and the working out where to put a guest character side fits in, then we might be joined by the lovely House, otherwise known as Sir Warren.
Father Warren.
Father Warren. I'm sorry. It's just so confusing.
No. It's Sir Warren.
Father Warren and Sir Lawrence.
No, it is.
No, Sir Lawrence and Father Warren. It's just so easy to get confused. Rest in peace. But yes, so and we'll see where our journey takes us onwards as we head further west and into the strange western lands where, you're a long way from home now.
Not in Kansas anymore.
Yeah. Woo! So, thank you very much for everyone who joined us, and thank you for players for putting up with the demons and death cults and flying deer monstrosities and Fae. It's been actually quite a busy session.
Pretty busy indeed.
And I think there should be a warning passed out all across the lands that if you have a small house, do not invite Aldis inside.
And if you're Aldis, don't follow the invitation to go in. It hasn't been a positive experience thus far.
Hey, this time I was warranted in my reaction.
Yeah, this time they were a death cult.
Yeah.
Yep.
That we just fed to the Fae.
Yes.
Best idea ever.
At some point it may come up in a game as what happened to the village that was just sold to a Fae King on the...
Adair is secretly hoping that the death cult wins, but...
Wow.
They won't.
Something.
So be sure to join us on McStabber Studios tomorrow for DC by Night. And then on Tuesday night for Black Death Q&A session. Bring your questions. And then Wednesday night, do we have a vignette Wednesday night? I'm asking Rilyn or Shanky to post in Discord if we do. I think we did.
They posted in Discord.
So yep, we do. Awesome.
Yeah. And if you're not D&D'd out, 2 hours time, Mandari's channel, Party Foul.
Party Foul.
Indeed. Make sure you join the Discord if you're new. Well.
Oh yes, and yeah. If you're new, accept us Discord. Nice people. And us.
And there's a bunch of links right now in comments.
Yeah.
Links are going crazy.
Links are
All the
appearing.
links.
Woo!
Follow them all. There's so many awesome links. Just start clicking.
Yeah. And thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.
Bye everyone.